What's up, everybody? Welcome to Late Night with Gray. How's everybody doing tonight? Glad to have everybody in here tonight. I was running a little bit behind. You know how it is on these work days and whatnot. What's up, Rip? Let me go in here and see who we got in here. Prepping Plumber, the Roaming Prepper, Monty, Harvey Black, Jeep Girl, and prayers going out to you, Jeep Girl. I saw you over earlier today in Pop-Up Prepper. Thanks, Harvey Black, for putting up. I need to put that in my description somewhere, right, Harvey? Phoenix, what's up? Let me see who else do we got in here. People are Shawnee, Patricia, Survival, Julia, Rena, Sherry, Kaylin. How is everybody doing this evening? So, what's up, Gary? What's going on, man? How you doing tonight? Setter, glad you can make it, brother. I know these late night things, sometimes folks will be rolling in. Some people are going to sleep at this point, you know what I mean? But I pick up a lot of you guys on the West Coast, so that's always cool. Big Bear Preps, what is going on, man? Glad you can make it. Mark, good to see you, brother. Hey, Mark, I was going to send you a text if you want to join me this evening after I do my little spiel here. I don't know if you're busy or not, but I could always throw that link down in the description here in a few minutes. Oh, I wonder. Okay, never mind. I'm going crazy. I'm thinking of something like that. So I don't know. It's for some of you. What's up, John and Joe and Latina Prepper? So what do you guys think of that new intro? I'm playing around with a few intros. I got 3 or 4 kind of preloaded, and I kind of like that one, just because it gives it that late night vibe. Klingon Princess, what's good? Montana Grizz fan, what is up? North Cal Prepper, Gray Sky Preps, cool. I like the name. All right, yeah, you're on your way home, brother. That's cool. What's up, North Shore? Good to see you, brother. But so I wanted to try that new intro and see what you guys thought about that, and just kind of playing around. You know what I mean? For this late night, I'm starting to hone the skills down to what I want to do with it and whatnot. So I appreciate that, Phoenix. Gray is good, exactly. Gray Sky, that is pretty cool. So, anyways, I got a few things I kind of want to lead off with. I know today has been an interesting day. If you guys have paid any attention to what's going on there in the world. I read, speaking of that Jeep Girl, like I said, many prayers. Hopefully we can figure that out. Van Vita Travels, what's up? Jandra, Stuart W. Got good info. GreyMan got good info. So anyways, watching this morning, and I'm sitting there watching some of this news and stuff pop up across the screen, and all of a sudden, good old Joey had to make this announcement about who he's appointing to the ATF and whatnot. And I was like, really, bro? You're appointing an anti-gun activist to the head of the ATF. And then all these, so I learned a little bit more about that whole executive. It's not an executive order. It's an executive thing directing the government entity like the ATF to try to enforce these things in regards to, red flag laws. What else? The arm braces and all that BS. And I thought to myself, and I texted Jason right after that. I was like, Jason, what do you think of this? He's like, yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. There's some, other states luckily like Florida, Texas, and Iowa, and a few other states. I think Tennessee, Idaho. There's a few of them out there that are putting laws in place to kind of circumvent the federal laws that they're trying to pull over our eyes or whatnot. Snarking Substances, what's up? What's up, Gardner Josh? How you doing, man? Glad to see you. Want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. But anyways, so yeah, that when I watched that whole news thing or whatever, I forget where I catch it at. I catch it on my phone. I was at work and I was like, man, this is BS. So that was the talk of the town today at the shop, and a lot of people are pretty much upset with that. And I'm learning a little bit how YouTube works. You can kind of say more stuff than you think you can, which surprises me because me and Jason's live stream, nothing happened. We went and we had a lot of conversations about a lot of things in regards to what's going on. And I saw this thing, man. I don't know if you guys have saw it, but this kind of blew my mind, to be honest with you. I think it was at CBS. They edited this clip of this is happening over on the border. They were dropping a child over the wall, right? And they dropped 2 children over the wall. One fell and fell down, and another one fell and kind of got up and walked. But then they cut it, And if you watch, I think it was a Newsmax or OAN or somebody else had the full clip on there. This kid that got dropped from that wall stayed on the ground for like, I don't know, let's say 10 minutes. It was insane, man. That kid was hurt. And I was just like, wow, man. And it's a shame that the news is doing what they're doing to it and cutting things out like they always do and misconstruing all the BS that's going on. They want you to see only what they want you to see. That being said, everybody's been talking about the Vax Pass, man, and what's going on in New York with their, I forget the name of it, but I'm pretty sure you guys know it or someone can throw it in chat. But what's up, Nomad Prepper? So I've been digging into some of my tech friends that know about apps, and the Vax Pass is going to be some sort of app-based thing where they use an app, and you go to a restaurant or catch on a flight or whatever, and you have your app that says that you got the poke and all that jazz. So I come to find out, once they build an app for that, right? Yeah, brother. Sorry, I was reading Joe Morgan's thing. So once they build this app, right, they can do this like in the back end of it, they can put all kinds of stuff. Thank you so much, Van Vita Travels, for joining the Grey family. And I'm going to touch on some stuff. And Van Vita, we have a members only giveaway going on, Van Vita. So if you can actually access that video now and partake if you like. But back to the Vax Pass and the app. So this app, they can do stuff in the back end. And come to find out, how you usually have a terms of services where you can opt out or something like that? This is not going to have that option. Everybody has to. And since it's going to be a government-run app, from my understanding, now this is like hearsay. This is not facts. This is just research that I've been doing in it because I'm curious how this is going to play out. So they can add things in the back of that app, like let's say, what's it called, geotagging or whatnot. Basically, let's say you go to a restaurant and they need you to show you your pass, right? And they scan it and boom, you can walk in the restaurant. So let's say that you are someone like, let's say, who believes differently, who doesn't want that, who doesn't want to get the poke or get whatever that, get involved in that whole app. And, I was listening to Patriot Radio on Sirius XM, and they had a deep conversation about this. And, it was very intriguing how they can control all the different things along with that app. So let's say you refuse to do it. You don't want the app, or basically it's a way that they can track you and track everyone around you. Let's say a group of us go out there and do some, we want to meet up and discuss some things like that. And all of a sudden, they're trying to scan the app or whatever that you have to have, and you're not poked. And, so they can find out, okay, these 10 people are not participating in this. Josh Gardner, I appreciate that. And, well, you already know what's going on, Josh, because you're a member as well. But anyways, man, as I'm going to find out some more information on this, I'm going to take some notes on this thing because it's very scary. They were talking about how to be tied to your social, and how they'd be tied to so much your bank account, your taxes, and so much other stuff on the back end of this app. And if you're just not part of what they want you to be a part of, then they can hurt you with it. The term that they use is a second tier citizen, which, if you look at what's overseas in the big red country over there, hey, what's up, Van Libregina? If you look over there, what's in that country, it's kind of what they do. And there's a lot of parallels of what's going on in this country. And ironically enough, the person that was talking about this is actually a progressive, not full left, but they were left, and they were agreeing with the right. And so they were having a great conversation on Patriot Radio. And I thought it was very, very intriguing what they were talking about. And I'm going to do some more research and find out some more information for you folks. Maybe some of the other creators may dig it up before I do. But yes, there's a lot of very concerning stuff that's happening with that. Anyways, I don't want to talk too much about, negative and bad stuff and stuff like that. Yes, Caitlin Strain, you are correct. That organization probably will be. And like I said, it's all going to be interconnected. It's going to be government run, and they already have access to everything. Think about with your social, what is it linked to? Your credit reports, your banking information, your mortgages, your car insurance, every possible thing that you can think of is run through that. And it's going to be fed into this back end of this app. I didn't even know how it works. So I'm trying to talk to some of my friends over at a local college that does all the tech and building apps. And they said, yes, you can, once you build the app, you can add a bunch of stuff to the back end of it to do stuff like that, to track folks, to share information and stuff like that. And my main concern is I think they're just taking HIPAA and throwing it out the window, because what happened to the whole HIPAA laws and having your medical information personal, that only you and your doctor and all that jazz. But I don't know. Some pretty concerning stuff coming out today. Like I said, with old Joe and his gun legislations and stuff like that, who he's appointing. Like, how do you appoint an activist against firearms and point them to the head of the ATF? I just didn't even think. North Cal Prepper. Wow. Thank you so much, brother. You did not have to do that, brother. I super appreciate that. Very, very appreciate it. GreyMan must love, keep doing, must love to all preppers stay together. Super appreciate that, brother. God, man, that's super. You got me all distracted and bamboozled here. But thank you again, man. I've lost track of where I was at, man. Awards. Yes, exactly, Shawnee. It may be a point system. Who knows what's going on? And yes, Joe, suspending the rule of law. And see, you guys are all on. And Setter, I'm looking at a book. I talked to Rudy at Alaska Prepper, and he told me there's a book called Molon Labe, and he says it's a great book, and I'm going to pick that up and read it. He said I don't know if he said it's fiction or not, but he said it's a very good read, and I want to check that out. But so I've seen a couple of them, a couple people going to members and super chat. So all the members, I had a conversation with members because I have a members only giveaway going on right now for the next week for all the members that have joined the part of the, let's say, the Grey Nation or the Grey family or the forever coveted G-Spot. Everybody knows the story behind that. You can thank Jason at the Angry Prepper for that one. But so I did a giveaway video for the members, and I've done giveaway videos here, and I got some other things coming up. So I was talking to the members, and I was thinking to myself, what can I do for folks that super chat you, right? People super chat to support the channel. They do send you super stickers and all kinds of stuff like that to kind of, give the creator some support. So I thought of a way to give back to folks that super chat or use super stickers or whatnot to support the channel. So here's what I'm going to do. And so I found a way to pull up all my super chats, that pop up. So every single month, tell me, and I'm asking you guys, I think this is a great idea, and the members kind of said it was a great idea, is that I want to do super chat of the month. So every single super chat or super sticker that I get from April 1st to April, whatever the end of the month is, if it's the 30th or whatnot, I want to write someone's name down. Now that I found a way that I can keep tabs on everybody. And let's say you super chatted 3 times throughout that month. So you get 3 entries. So everybody who does a super chat or a super sticker or anything like that, I'm going to write their name down. And at the end of the month on, let's say the closest day, I'll probably do it on a Thursday because it's more of a free platform for me. What I'm going to do is take that, whoever's super chatted, if they super chatted 5 times, 2 times, 1 time, or super stickers or whatever it may be, I'm going to put their name in this bag, and I'm thinking of a bag. Okay. No, you're good, Monty. Yeah, agreed, Klingon Princess. And mix everybody's name up and pull a name out. And every single month, I'm going to take everyone who super chatted me. Let's say, like I was trying to say, if they did it 3 times or 1 time or 4 times, I'm going to write their name each time they do it, throw it in a bag, mix it all up, pull a name out, and every single month, whoever is going to be the super chat giveaway every single month. And I'm going to give all kinds of different stuff away for whoever gets the name pulled out of the bag. It's just a kind of a way to kind of give back to the folks that do that kind of stuff. Because I do giveaways for regular subscribers. I do giveaways for the members. And now I want to do a giveaway for folks who like to super chat and who likes to do the super stickers. I think that's it. Super chat, super stickers. So be 3 different ways for me to give back to the community in regards to what you guys do for me. So I said, it's extremely super appreciated by you folks. So hopefully you guys think that's a good idea. I know, what was it? Just the other night, I think Gina, Van Life with Gina, she super chatted me like 3 or 4 times. So Gina, you got a bunch of tickets in there. I think what I'm going to do is buy those little tickets. You can buy a roll of tickets and write names on it. Because I'm trying to think of a way to best do it and put it in some sort of some sort of bag or something and just dig around in there, mix it all up and pull a name out live on the air. And whoever that person wins, I will show the prize for that month. And I got all kinds of prizes that I can think of. And it's going to be preparedness prizes, maybe it'll be, let's say, a dragon stove. Maybe it'll be, a nice, solid 1/4 inch, let's say, do I even have one here? Like a good ferro rod or some, I don't know. I'm coming up with different ideas, and maybe they'll get bigger as they go. I've been trying to think of all different kinds of stuff to give back to folks. So hopefully you guys will think that'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I think it's just a way to give back to those folks as well. So I want to hit every tier, the subscribers, the super chatters, and the members. So kind of want to give something back to every kind of tier that supports the channel. And if you guys get a chance, we have 55 watching and we have 27 likes. If you can smash that like button for me, I truly appreciate that. It helps the YouTube algorithm and breaks all that fun stuff. You know what I mean? YouTube likes to suppress us prepper channels. So it is what it is. Other than that, man, like I said, today's just been a hectic day in regards to, all the BS that, is in the mainstream media, which hopefully most of you guys probably don't watch. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, is to get some feedback from you guys in chat. And it looks like I said most people think it's a great idea. I think they can build a backdoor to circumvent airplane mode. Good idea, if not. Yeah, no, it could be an offline thing, because let's say you have like, programs like Signal, apps like Signal that can run offline. So I'm assuming you guys are talking about the pass. Thanks, North Shore Preparedness. I appreciate that. So just trust me. Trust me in the aspect that it's the government. So whatever they plan on doing with this Vax Pass and this app, they're gonna have all things covered. Now, don't get me wrong. There's probably people that are gonna be, you got those groups out there that can hack almost anything. So there'll probably be that aspect of it as well. And sorry to be kind of jumping from topic to topic, but I just seen you guys talking about it in chat, so I kind of wanted to address that and whatnot. I'll take the $1 million survival bundle for my upcoming birthday if anyone is looking to get me. That's awesome, brother. That is cool. Put the phone in a signal blocking smartphone pouch. Hey, that's a good idea, Harvey. And it's just, like I said, it's just a scary thought, man. I was listening to these folks talk about it. One is a professor and a doctor, and then the other one was the host. I think it's Right with Stacy. Thanks, Josh. You're in there twice tonight. And now, like I said, I'll add up all the super chats at the end of the month, and however many times your name is in there, that's how many tickets you'll get or chances you'll get. Faraday bags available for phones and tablets and laptops. North Shore, I have seen some of those as well floating around. I was talking to someone because I'm trying to look into different types of Faraday cages and bags and what like that, because they have like the people have those RFID protector for their wallets and whatnot. That block like the signals and whatnot. So I'm trying to see what's going on. Amendment 1 preparedness. What is up, brother? Speaking of Amendment 1, oh man, I moved him over there. Amendment 1. So Amendment 1 sent me some, and you guys probably know this already, but I like to repeat myself because I'm old. But he sent me 2 Baofeng UV5R comms. And as soon as we hit 5,000 subscribers, which we're getting close, I think we're almost at 4,800. A couple hundred to go, and we're going to do another giveaway for the subscribers. I'm going to be giving away 2 Baofeng UV5R radios for you folks out there. We're going to do a giveaway for that, and I probably should have put my phone on silent. Excuse me. So, wow, North Cal Prepper. That is the biggest super chat I've ever received since I've started this channel, man. That... Man, sorry, you're getting me choked up, brother. Truly appreciated, man. Man, that blows my mind. Holy cow. Man. Yeah, man. Where was I? Holy poop is right? Wow. North Cal Prepper, man. You just thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, man. And you didn't have to go that big, man. That's huge, man. Super appreciative, man. Thank you so much. Where was I? You got me all messed up, North Cal. Let me take a sip of water. I really appreciate that, brother. All right, so I got some folks lined up also coming up for the upcoming interviews. If you guys didn't see me and Jason, the Angry Preppers interview from last Tuesday, you guys need to check that out. It was a solid interview. I got great feedback. We had a good time, man. We had a good time. Some people, I got to get some information that you guys might have known about Jason. And that's kind of the consensus that I got, because that's what I wanted to do, is to have a conversation with Jason beyond, what he does on YouTube, and kind of like you guys to know, Jason beyond his channel, and touch on some of the stuff. Like, it was very touching, some of the stuff he said about the Twin Towers, what got him into prepping, and some of his suggestions for you folks that are starting out or new to prepping. So I thought it was a really great interview. We had a good time, and hopefully you folks, if you didn't catch it, you can catch the replay. It was definitely nice. Where was I at? On the 13th, I have someone. So the person I have on the 13th, and I like to keep this under wraps. The person I have on the 13th, what I'm going to give you some hints. I think we got it all locked in. I'm pretty sure that we're a go. I'm looking at my book, my whatever you want to call it, the calendar book. Yes, I'm tripping up because I'm still shocked with North Cal. She is out of California. She is she's a mom that goes to school, that works full time. She is married and she is of Asian descent. But she makes time for prepping. She's on Instagram more, and she's starting to build her YouTube. She's starting to get into that. It's just her time constraints because she has a full-time job. She's a full-time mom. And she goes to school as well. But I had an hour-long conversation with her, and I think she'll make it great for you guys to check her out. I'm trying to bring that to show other women out there who prep, that these other people that are doing it as well, to kind of like relate to you folks out there, that, someone like her, and she's doing a great job, and you'll be surprised. So tune in to April 13th at 9 p.m. I'll have her on. I'm also in discussion with a couple other good preppers out there, some nice channels. We're in talks to get some interviews. I don't want to, I thought I put my phone on mute. Sorry about that, folks. I don't even know why people are hitting me up. I think it's YouTube giving me notifications for other channels. Excited to hear how a mama preps. Yes, Shawnee. And that's what I'm saying. And I looked through her Instagram, and I think Mark from Rolling Homestead, he knows who I'm talking about. And I was just pretty impressed by what she's done so far. She's into gardening. She's into prepping. She's in her bug out bag. She's preparing her children, and she's in California, right? And what intrigues me is her and her husband are getting their CCWs. And if you live out in California, you know how a little bit more complex it is than just getting something done here, let's say in Florida or Texas. So I give her credit for what she's doing, and I was very impressed. So very looking forward to having her on the channel next Tuesday. And like I said, I like to bring new faces. Then there's another prepper. There's two other preppers. There's another female prepper I'm talking to, and a homesteader, and another prepper. And you guys probably know some of these folks, so I don't want to put out the bag yet. So we're getting some great people lined up for the channel. So I think that is awesome, where we're going with the channel and the folks that we're going to be having on, because I think by doing some of these interviews and seeing the way other folks, other content creators, and people prep, even like I said, on all different sides, I'm trying to reach out to some folks outside of the U.S. as well. You guys know I did the one with I did someone from South Africa. I did someone from Canada. I've done people from Australia. You guys probably know their names, but I'm trying to reach out to everybody across the world to see how other folks prep in other countries as well. I think it's just very intriguing to hear their stories and what got them into prepping. Sorry, I was just trying to catch up with chat, make sure I'm not missing enough. Gray getting a lot of merch tonight. Peeps like you. Thanks, Phoenix. I appreciate that. I'm building a Faraday cage out of a metal filing cabinet. Really, Survival Julia? Do you have a channel, Survival Julia? Are you doing that, on a channel, or is it something that you're doing on your personal time? Kick you on the farm. What's up? And I'm trying to see if Mark's in chat, because I'm going to bring Mark up here, because me and Mark have some things going on. Klingon Princess, truly appreciated. You upgraded to the Grey Nation. Thank you so much for that. Just exploring every path. What's up, Jeep? How are you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a while. You doing all right, brother? And right on. I'm trying to say the name properly. Bioxo77. Did I get that right? And you're right, because every different situation and every different demographics, they do different things in environments. And that's what I tell a lot of folks. If you're up north or you're down south, the way you prep, you do your bags, and the way you prep for certain things are differently. Like down here in Florida, we prep a lot for hurricanes and hot weather. North Cal Prepper, thanks. Welcome to the G-Spot, brother. Hey, so speaking of the G-Spot, I know that sounds really, really bad, but I was talking to you guys last week, and someone had mentioned, someone mentioned it, or maybe I was on Gina's channel. Someone had mentioned, we were talking about it, and they said, hey man, you should make I found the G-Spot shirt, and put it in your Teespring. I think people would like that and get a kick out of it. So in the Army, we call it a man in the boat. I don't know if anybody in the Army, we call it the man in the boat. So I'm trying to incorporate that in the shirt, and hopefully I'll be putting it together here in the next couple of weeks. I thought it was pretty interesting. But thanks again, North Cal Prepper, for joining the forever coveted G-Spot. Yeah, hurricanes and humidity, you're right on the spot, Survival Julia. And I missed something. Someone was talking about, where was it at? I saw it somewhere about Faraday fabric. Faraday fabrics. I hear how Mama preps, GreyMan. Oh, Firefly Farm. GreyMan, they sell Faraday fabric to sew your own whatever. That is awesome. I got to look into that, man. I didn't even know that. That is truly interesting. So also, I'm also talking to a couple other folks. So I've been reaching out to homesteaders, reaching out to preppers from all different walks of life, but I'm also trying to reach out to gardeners. Yes, North Shore, right? So you kind of know where I'm going with that, right, North? With the man in the boat. Just a man in a brat. Yeah. That's great. See, I figured some of you guys would pick up on that. That is awesome. I lost my train of thought. I got sidetracked. What was I talking about? Man in the boat. Now my mind's in the gutter thinking about man in the boat. North Cal Prepper, bro. You don't have to do that, man. You've done enough this evening, man. I don't know what. I'm flustered. You got me flustered, man. You keep on choking me up. My voice is coarse now because I'm trying to hold back emotion here. Man, I don't know how much I can say thank you for that type of support, brother. And you don't have to go that big, brother. I truly appreciate it, man. You've done enough. You joined the G-Spot. You hit me up a couple of times. Yes, Harvey Black, I probably am going to faint because I'm feeling hot, man. I don't know what to say because I don't know what to do, man. No one's ever done that many times in a row. Whew. Amendment 1 preparedness. I saw you the other night live streaming. I think you were on Arkansas. I saw you peeping because I'm a lurker. I lurk on a lot of people's live streams. So I like to hear content, but I don't want to interrupt those folks. And Josh Gardner, he's one of the folks that I'm talking to. I want to get me and Josh. I'm trying to get with Josh and get him on the channel because he is a phenomenal channel himself. And he does a lot of gardening and stuff like that. So I want to bring him on the channel to discuss gardening because also it helps me and hopefully it helps you folks as well. Yeah, man. North Cal is rocking the man in the boat tonight. He is killing it. See, like I said, man, I just want to say thank you so much, North Cal Prepper. Man, God, it's just, I feel like, I don't know. You ever get like, there's like, I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of emotion. Being emotional shows you got a big heart. Yeah, no, Jeep Girl, I do. I just don't want to cry on camera, man. That's, oh, man. Joe, so Joe, you know how to find me, don't you, then, when I'm lurking? Because I lurk and I don't say anything. Big spoon, little spoon. Because I'll pop into the lives that people are doing and I sit back and I watch and just listen to their content because I don't usually try, especially if I'm on my phone, I don't want to interject and bother folks. And because as soon as I not bother folks, but I jump in and a lot of folks want to say what's up and it's hard to do on my phone to like type everybody's name out. So I just enjoy their content and support their channel. I support a lot of folks out there that they don't know that I support them, but I'm supporting a lot of channels because when on my downtime, I try to do, like, if I'm not doing editing or doing this or doing my own content, I try to go on other channels' lives. I've been secretly watching, everybody. I watch Wide Family Farms. I was on Quebec Homestead the other day. All kinds of stuff. I'm always popping in there. Arkansas. There's a lot of folks that I like to check out. Yeah, I'm a voyeur. Yeah, right, Joe Morgan. Cat Lady Prepper 23 Mal, how are you doing? You doing all right? How is everything going? Because I know you've been going through some stuff, and we're concerned about you when we don't see you for a couple of days. I hope everything is well. I know things have been rough lately, so we want to say we miss you too, and it's always good to see you in chat. GreyMan, the real deal. I appreciate that, North Cal Prepper. And I see you all over the place. Yeah, North Shore. Are you? Because the way to see who's in chat, all you do is if you're on a computer, you can put @ and then start typing their name, and it'll pop up if you're on your home computer. And some people probably know that I'm lurking. And I'm on North Shore. I'm always lurking on North Shore because I'm always seeing what North Shore is doing. Because North Shore will be popping up all different times. People have found me out. But yeah, like I said, I was on Papa Preppers Live tonight. I'm on Jason's premieres. I pop up all over the place. And then sometimes I'll do say something because something I said in the chat that's like piques my interest and I want to partake in that. But it's hard to say what's up to everybody because I don't want to miss anybody. Because I love you guys and like to say what's up to everyone. They admit my grandson in the hospital. So while his dad and baby in hospital, I have the other baby. Well, Cat Lady Prepper, we're consistently sending prayers out to you and your family. And Jeep Girl, you as well. A lot of you folks, man, it sucks that you guys are going through some of this stuff, and my heart goes out to you. It truly, honestly does. I'm looking right in the camera and telling you, I truly, honestly care about you folks. You are part of this community, and a lot of folks in this community have a big heart. So my prayers go out to you and your family. Like I said, it's hard to hear sometimes the things that happen to folks. It's just. Man, what's up, Outsider? I just saw you pop in there, man. Thanks so much. Yeah, smash that like, folks. Shift Engineering, and Shift. He has wood Shift. Have you got that wood gasifier going yet, man? I've been waiting for you to do that. I want to see that play out. See, my memory's good sometimes. Hoot Owl, Cat, yeah. And Hoot Owl, I know, didn't you have some things going on too, Hoot? I know you were feeling under the weather. See, I pay attention, even if I'm not around, I'm lurking. And like I said, I saw that you were a little under the weather. I hope you're feeling better as well. Thank you all. God, this won't give me more than I can handle. Awesome, Cat Lady. You see, no prayer, sending prayers to you. Thank you all. All of you are so amazing. Agreed. This entire community is amazing. Such good people. And I'm finding more and more folks outside of the fold and bringing them in. I want to bring folks from all over the world into this community. And I know it could be, let's say, some people say it could be dangerous, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to vet the channels that I'm talking to. I watch a lot of their content before I reach out to them and kind of go through that whole process of trying to make sure that they make a great fit for my channel. So, well, I hope you feel better, Hoot. Like I said, you're part of this family as well. Shift Engineering. No, that's cool. Just, you got my email, brother. When you get it going, man, I want to know. And I kind of want to, throw it on the show, man. That'd be pretty cool. It's very intriguing what you're doing. Thinking way outside the box. I think that's neat. What's up, Melissa Dove? How are you doing today? Joe Morgan, I think it just feels good to unplug once in a while. Problem is most of what's going on doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, I agree, Joe. There's a lot of crap going on. And like I said, me and Gold, what's up, brother? Yes, exactly. North Shore preparedness. And see, and I get that question a lot. People ask me like, hey man, why do you want to grow so much? And I said, the reason I want to grow personally is to continue to get the message out. And someone said it good the other day, or I don't know where it was said, but basically maybe it was a Papa Preppers. So let's say I have 3,000 subscribers, right? And those 3,000 subscribers share my channel out. That turns into 6,000. People. The more you spread it, the more people hear it. So one person shares this, another person shares this. So let's say I have 63 in chat right now. So 63 of you folks will end up sharing that to someone else. Another 63. So then we're at 128 or something like that. Did I get that right? 60, 120, 126. Yeah, 126. My bad. So like I said, just to continue spreading the message, and the more us channels as we're kind of getting together, and that message just spreads further and further and further. I consistently have talks with folks over on my at my shop. I'm always talking about prepping and preparedness, and I always ask them specific questions, and I get them thinking. It's not like about converting them into prepping, but just kind of giving them the mindset to like, hey man, look at the possibilities of what could happen. And I don't want to miss any chat here. You're right, Jeep Girl. We do need a big network because you never know when we might need this. People are always going through hard things. I got to learn how to slow down the chat. We're going to give me back. When are you going to, right, Jeep brother, I have access to these hats. If you like one, man, send me your email, man. I can get you one, brother. I love this thing, brother. I love my Jeep too. U.S. just announced it's sending warships to Ukraine. Really, Josh? That is intriguing because me and Jason talked about that last night because things are picking up because you have Russia going over to the Ukraine, you have the Chinese going over to Taiwan, and then that's going to pull in other countries. And then, of course, you have, was it Iran? You have North Korea, and they all want to get involved. And then so those folks get involved. Then you have the UK that gets involved. Then you have France that'll get involved. And you have the Japan that'll get involved. And consistently more people get involved. And then we are in a massive, I hate saying that World War III, but the possibilities are just growing, and it's a scary thought because it's not something that's taken lightly. You know what I mean? So thank God that most of us are prepping out there and prepared. And I know something like that is very scary. And I don't want to scare anybody. I'm just saying that it's very scary. Let me see. Phoenix Sheep Girl. Hey, Sean. Cheers, Ellie. Oh, yes, Jeep Girl. Virtual hugs to you. Oh, that's awesome. Virtual hugs. That's pretty cool. I like that. North Cal Prepper, what are you doing? Interview Native and Prepper Nurse 1. So funny that you said that, North Cal Prepper. I reached out to Prepper Nurse 1, but I think his email is too packed. So I got to find someone who knows him personally, and maybe they can link us together so we can have a conversation because I'd love to have him on the channel. He has great content. He's been doing this for a long time, very knowledgeable. I'd love to get Prepper Nurse 1 on here. And now regards to Native, me and Native used to do a lot of stuff together, but we're both been really busy. But I've been thinking of doing like I know I've only been on YouTube for what, 3 or 4 months, almost 4 months. But me and Native, we did a bunch of stuff early on, and I want to do like a old school, like a reunion live stream or something like that, where I bring folks at like Arkansas and Hutch and Native and stuff like that, and have a panel of us that when we all started talking back in the day. I think it'd be kind of cool, which back in the day is only 4 months ago, but you get what I'm saying. But again, thank you so much, North Cal Prepper. I don't even know what to say, brother. You've got me speechless and lost for words, man. But you are amazing. You are an amazing person. Thank you so much for the support, man. It is truly appreciated. I've never had someone come on my channel and do that ever. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's mind blowing, man. I'm going to try to read the chat here for a second. Sorry, let me come back here. Pinball had a video today about the Russian-Ukraine thing. No, Pinball, I wonder if Pinball ever would ever come on the channel. If you guys, I've said this before, you guys that are in some of these chats, that, you're in consistent chats, like let's say with Pinball or let's say with Prepper Nurse 1, maybe you guys can reach out to those folks and be like, hey, man, I think you and GreyMan would make a great on-screen duo or a good collab, and let them know because I'm very open to it. And I know Pinball's a vet as well. Shift engineering, props to your governor, GreyMan. I agree, man. DeSantis is phenomenal. And here's the only thing that concerns me about DeSantis. I think he might be making a presidential run in 2024. But wouldn't it be cool? Now, this is just theoretical. Wouldn't it be cool if DeSantis runs for 2024 president, right? And Florida, Georgia, and some of the other states are fixing these voting things so that we can have a voice again. And Trump becomes the governor of state of Florida. I know some of you guys don't like Trump, and I understand, but he did really good for the country, way better than Joe. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I think he did really good. Regardless of what you think of him as a person, I think he did a really good job with our economy and stuff like that. So if DeSantis moved on to the presidency and then Trump became our governor, it would be very intriguing for the state of Florida. Mainstream media is not really talking about it either. I know. Isn't that weird, Latina Prepper? I do find that is interesting. Yeah, Tennessee Tactical. I so much agreed. North Cal. I'm just support. I appreciate that, North Cal Prepper. Harvey Black, North Shore Preparedness. I tried to share the Faraday bag link for Survival Dispatch. I screwed it up. Can you fix it? Yeah, Monty. If not, email me and I'll share it next time I'm on. Gray, have you heard anything about the Russian vessels off the coast of Canada? No, North Shore. North, are you busy tonight? You want to jump on and have that conversation with me? Because I know Mark, I told Mark also to jump on. I don't know if Mark's still in chat or not. I guess I could try to see if his name, get some of you guys on here to carry on the conversation with me. Night, Joe Morgan. Oh, good night, Joe. Good night, Joe. Have a good night, brother. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. I happen to do that a lot. Appalachian Prepper, the censorship is off the chain. Agreed, man. It is ridiculous. But then you have people like North Cal Prepper that they can censor the hell out of this video. They can demonetize this video. And with that much support, we beat YouTube at that aspect. I need to know if you need to fix my hair. Oh, that's great. Be prepared. Agreed. Everybody needs to be prepared. More submarines. Really? It's getting that. See, sometimes I miss stuff. I'm good for an hour, but have to work tomorrow. No, North Shore, I don't want to go. We're 40 minutes in. And sometimes I guess I can ramble on for a lot longer than I think I can. But I don't want to go longer than 2 hours because it's been killing me the next morning after doing these Thursday streams. If we go to like 3 o'clock in the morning and I got to be up at 5 or 6, and then I'm like, oh, man. But the thing is I enjoy talking to you guys and interacting because this is like my end of the week wrap up, because most of you guys know I'm off Fridays and Saturdays. It sounds weird being off YouTube. The only thing that sucks, and I want to maybe do some pre-recorded content for Fridays and Saturdays if I can get the time, because my viewership, not my viewership, but the views and stuff, like the interactions drop down tremendously on Fridays and Saturdays because, I don't have any content going out those days, but I have to take a break sometimes just because I need to spend some time with family. My job, I'm, at my job from morning till night. So I got to have some interaction with the family and stuff like that. Let me see here. Where was I at? Share. Okay. So other people are confirming that. New York preppers say a lot about his hides in war. New York prepper. Okay. Thanks, Tennessee. James Davis. Hello. This is good to see you. Whoops. I missed something here. Prepper 101. Hey, so Prepper 101, man. I want to give you a little shout out, brother. I went to your channel because I was curious, and you have a phenomenal medical bag video and a phenomenal IFAC bag video. I watched both those videos, and I love the video that you had when you were full gear with the the gas mask, had like the walkie-talkie for like a nuclear, chemical, biological suit. I liked it, man. And I don't know why you stopped doing videos. Maybe there's something beyond that I know, but I was like, man, some of those things in your medical bag, I was like, man, I could use that in mine. Very impressive, brother. Very impressive. Let me see here. Let me see, where am I at? Prepper 101. We like 12-hour live. Yeah, I know, right? Prepper 101, man. One day, man. One day. Hutch is working on that. So you guys know Hutch is working on like a 12-hour or 24-hour live. Homestead Remembrance. How you doing? Tomorrow is my Monday at work. Tomorrow is Saturday's my Friday. So tomorrow's my Thursday at work. First time getting to see it live in a week now. That's awesome, Cat Lady Prepper. I appreciate that. I'm glad you could join me this evening. Let me see, Melissa Dove. I need a prayer Monday. Have to have a test done on my heart. Many, many prayers, Melissa. That's a scary thing. When it comes to your heart, yeah, sometimes you get an ankle and you get surgery on your ankle, but when it comes to the heart, that is a very scary thing. It's one of my fears, because my dad's father died of heart disease. Luckily, I haven't had any issues like that. But Melissa Dove, we are sending much prayers to you, and I'm pretty sure the community will send prayers to you as well. Please give us an update on that when you get back and everything is good. So definitely a lot of prayers sent out to you. All right, Mark is there. I'm gonna throw this link out I'm gonna probably throw it in chat because it's too hard to text and do this at the same time. But maybe I can get Mark and North Shore on here. I know I'm probably missing stuff, Melissa. Now the hosts are awesome. I'll move my fam down here and work for you to give you a break. I used to work in a vape shop, and I have a lot of equipment and make all my own juice and coils. That's pretty cool, Jeep Girl. I never knew that about you. That is pretty intriguing. That is awesome. That is awesome. You go old school like me. I've been in the business for almost 9 years, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, Prepper 101. I was impressed. I liked it, man. I really did enjoy your videos, man. I think I subscribed to the channel and like the videos. I was just like, hey, man, this is some good content. Great medical bag, man. Like I said, I was blown away. Solid. Jeep Girl, how are you? Hi, thump up the prayer. Melissa's. Christopher Berry, I'm front halftime. Cling on us more. Prepper 101, Melissa Dove. Sheila Pimble has a vid on it. Messages held for. That sucks. That's why in Florida, DeSantis vetoed every single vape bill that came across his desk, flavors and all the other stuff like that. So, like I said, Florida's on point with a lot of things. Yeah, gold vaping is a lot safer alternative than smoking. And people here in the States like, no, man, I heard it gives you this and does that. Look at the UK. So let me break this down real quick for you guys. In the UK, they have vape shops inside hospitals, okay? And the reason they do this is because the UK, they pay for the medical costs for folks out there. Here in the US, we pay the medical costs. So the sicker that they can get us. So you have big tobacco pushing the sickness and cancer and lung disease on us, and then big pharma coming in to pick up the pieces and make you pay out all kinds of rages and hit your insurance. So they don't want you to vape because it's a healthy alternative. And whatever your opinion is on it, but if you look at the UK, they're somewhat restricted, but they have a vape shop or e-cigarette shops inside hospitals in consultation with folks to get them off cigarettes and into vaping. So that should shed a lot. Yes, let me get that link out for you guys. I know I'm just rambling on here. Get you and Mark on the chat with me and have some conversations here. Christopher Berry, yeah, no, cannabis is a very, there's a lot of science with cannabis now. And all right, guys, Mark and Sean, I'm going to throw that in there for you now. It should be right there for you guys to jump on with me. I've been smoking for 50 years and started when I was 15. Wow, Sherry, that is a long time. But I've seen people have come into my shop with COPD and their doctor told them to vape instead of smoke. That should say a lot. An early study said that basic vaping was safer, but when you start raising voltage, etc. Well, so the way you have to, there's a lot of science behind that. And I can go into a whole video, Amendment 1 preparedness, because you have to look at the type of, you have to be smart in what you do. People have said, oh, there's metals and stuff like that. So I get checked out every 6 months. At my age, I get checked out by the hospitals and whatnot. You know what I mean? They check my lungs, they check my blood, they check my liver, they check everything. And I've consistently had no issues at all. They're amazed that the guy my age and my size have no issues at all. And it definitely, Bioxo 77, it is definitely all about the money. Big pharma and big tobacco. They're catching you when you're young and they're picking up the pieces when you're old until you're past, and they're just collecting that money from you. You always got to understand the government, all they want is money. Big pharma, big tobacco, big government, all this stuff. It's all about money. All right. So I have Sean and Mark down below. I am bringing them up on the stream. Let's get this party started, folks. What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
How are you guys doing tonight?
Shaking, Mark.
Hey, Sean, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Just finishing work, so.
Yeah.
See, and Gold said it right there. Yes, no more bronchitis since I'm vaping. Like I said, it's a lot healthier than you folks think. You got to look at other countries that pay for their medical benefits there, and they see vaping as a good thing. America is just, they're really against it because of the fact that, big tobacco and big pharma want your money. They want to get you in every possible way.
You might want to tell two guys in the chat, YouTube has kicked Gray out at a 144 refresh rate, so you might want to up that up to the 720.
Oh, really? They got me at that low, huh?
Yeah, I just had to change it.
Yeah, so Marcus taught me something. So when you pull up the streams or any of the videos, YouTube will throttle the resolution. And if you go down there where it says you can click on the screen, it looks like a little gear icon. You hit the settings button, and you can choose the quality that it is. And StreamYard throttles you down to 720, but you can change that if we look fuzzy or out of focus or any of that fun stuff like that. Melissa, no, I do not. There's a lot of legalities with that.
That's great information. Thanks, Mark, for passing that around.
Sean, you're pretty quiet tonight. Turn your audio up, Sean. We can barely hear you.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a vape break.
Do you need me to shout? I was just talking over that way instead of this way.
Oh, okay.
Well, just want to say thank you, North Cal, for everything that you've done this evening. It's extremely, truly, truly appreciated, brother. You said you're going to sleep, man. So have a good night. God bless, man. Again, truly appreciate, man. You really blew my mind today with that, brother. So have a good night.
There's your drone.
I know, right? It's done. So now we can't call it Monty now. We got to call it the North Cal NCP. Put NCP on the side. Isn't NCP from Star Trek or something like that? It's something on one of those ships.
Yeah, GreyMan, you're gonna have to start putting up ads for sponsors.
I know, right? Good evening, Charmaine Park.
Hello.
So, anyways,
chat.
uh,
Good to see you.
Go ahead, Mark.
Just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Chicken on the farm. Good to see you. And I'm glad I could be here. And thanks for sending me an invite, buddy.
Yeah, no problem, guys. And North, you were talking about what's going over there in the Canadian area with the ships and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, that's something I threw up there in your chat just to sort of bounce off of any other listeners. I had a live stream this evening, but it had nothing to do with that. Something I heard about yesterday is the idea is Russian vessels are hovering around the borders offshore of Canada. Now, I'm not sure if it's both east and west or the northern shores as well. So that's why I threw it out there to ask if anyone knew about that.
Interesting. I'm going to do some more research on it tomorrow morning because now I'm curious because there's a lot of movement going on all over the place with China and Russia. And
Well, it's getting pretty interesting.
That it is. Cat Lady Prepper 23 Mouse said, "What's up, rolling?"
Hey, good to see you. So I'm going to put in. This is from the local news station, but I'm gonna just share so you can see it, Gray, and then you can discuss it if you like. Okay. But it has to do with what we've been talking about for a long time. And I think you're going to. I'm sure you already saw this one. The headlines.
Yes. No. I was going to go over a lot of that stuff. I have all kinds of notes and articles that I was going to go over, but every time I do that in the beginning of the video, bam, they hit me.
So this is I mean, you guys can see this yourself and check it out. It's not hidden anywhere. Those are just one of the many things that is coming out with this whole thing. And it is crazy. Not only that, I saw a video of a certain shot and a needle that was a practice needle. And you know what I'm talking about, Gray? And when it went into the arm to give the shot, the needle actually went up in the syringe. There was no blood, no nothing after that needle was pulled out, and the needle did this.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
So there's some horse pucky going on.
Yes. So you guys, you can read this here. It says what's going to happen here and what's going to try to happen. And if everybody knows that there's people out here that are not going to want to do this, and there's going to be a big issue when this comes up. So you guys keep this in your forefront of your mind, because it doesn't look like it's going away, and he's signing executive orders to push it through.
Yeah, Sherry Leach, where are you located? You don't have to say where you located. What state are you in? Or are you talking about the military planes? Is there a base nearby, or is it just not normal for you guys to have that going on? Because Sherry Leach said she had a lot of Armed Force planes flying over, shook the hell out of the windows this afternoon. Melissa Dove, good night, and God bless you as well.
Do you know what? Pinball preparedness is over in Tennessee, I think. And I think he mentioned that he had 2 B-2 bombers flying over his property, refueling midair, which is highly unusual for his area. And he's also had some treetop flights from other military craft, which is also highly unusual for his area. Okay, so that's over in Tennessee. Now I understand he's the half hour outside of Knoxville.
Sherry said they fly up from Minnesota.
Yeah, they fly right over the top of our house.
And Cat Lady Prepper wanted to know where you found that information at. She wanted you to, so she can read it.
Excuse me. The moderator needs to put up that link, either that or our gracious host.
It's right on Fox News. You can see it right there.
What was I going to say? I have a contact. I can't really go too deep into it. Here at the local Air Force Base, they have been seeing they're on a blackout. Like you can't take your phones in certain areas right now. They have certain aircraft on that base. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that. Hopefully I can. But he's a government contractor and he has connections on, security clearances and all that stuff. And he's allowed into those areas. He's been telling me that they've been using signal blockers and also checking and not confiscating, but we can't bring certain things in that area because they have certain aircraft and a lot of, he said, just things that are happening that he hasn't seen there in years.
And this Thursday, I don't know what is today. Today is Thursday. Wednesday, our phone
Thursday, Mark.
our phones went out for 4 hours.
Wow.
Some of the guys at work were noticing that we had no phone service for over 4 hours yesterday, which was really, really odd that we all got black flagged and we all got no service. And there's people with different phone services, so it was kind of strange that the whole thing and our vending machines that were on the phone service, everything was out.
That is odd. Cat Lady also says that she's been seeing a lot of military craft from North Carolina to South Carolina. And Hoot Owl Holler said Prepper Tribe had the Air Force rattling his whole video tonight. I think he is in Maryland. Red Burning Fires, what's up?
Yeah, it's good to recognize chat. I'd like to recognize chat as well. Welcome everyone. Hello. Hello everyone who's saying hi. Hello CB. But to reference one of the things you were saying, GreyMan, about security areas and security measures. I mean, like even back in the 90s when I was doing what I was doing, if we had cell phones then, there's no way they would be allowed into the areas we worked. Absolutely not. It would be like a verboten.
Canada, just north of Duluth. Wilderness Woman said a lot of F-18s, Falcons flying from central Wisconsin today, traveling north to south, odd direction for them, and not routine training. At least I did not get that in my text alert. Interesting.
Did she just say Wisconsin?
I think she did. Falcons, F-18 Falcons flying from central Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Because that's where Mark's at.
That's cool, SHTF.
I touched an X-38 space plane.
Like, wow.
I wonder what kind of planes I've been hearing. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Matter of fact, when I was doing my my walk the other day, my little nature walk that I did Wednesday, there were some helicopters in the air that were kind of sketchy and they were very low flying. Because we do have a couple bases. We also have a location here in the city, which is really, really weird. It's not a city. It's it's kind of a city. I guess it's called a city. But it's a place that if you look at it on Google Maps, all you see is these white domes and a couple buildings, and that's it. And years ago when I was in high school, the girl that I was dating, her father was retired Marines, and he was working for that company or working for whatever that Air Force base is. It's an Air Force annex. And asked him, I said, hey, man, so what do you do there? And he said, I'll tell you one thing what we do. He said, all we do is we look at the stars. I have no idea what that meant. But from Google Maps, it just looks barren and nothing. But if you put 1 foot on that property, men in black come out from everywhere.
You got no kidding about that, GreyMan. Absolutely. You know what? The facilities I worked on had the domes. Okay. It had the white domes. Also a massive antenna farm. And there's no way anybody's getting in.
I'm going to read this article off, and I'm going to use some code words, guys, so that Grey doesn't get kicked off. World Economic Forums promotes smart that sends alerts if you don't wear the future sends alerts when you just forget to put it on. So can you imagine that? That's one of the things that was on there. As we researched a tipping point, the V became silent spreaders, while door-to-door Vs are coming. Radical left media pushing mandatory Vs in our future. So those were the headlines that I woke up to this morning. And you can't share this, Greg, but because it is another YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
But I will show you so you can actually go to the website or his channel. I get this in the morning, which I thought was really interesting So it's in the bottom down there so you can read it.
In the private chat?
No, it's down in your bottom screen. I'm sharing the screen to you.
Oh, you want me to bring it up or?
I don't think we can. Can we do that without playing it or not?
I don't know. I know it's touchy to put someone else's channel without their permission, I think.
Right. Yeah, it is.
But I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just showing you down there. You can read it for yourself. I can share you guys a link that you guys can go read it. What I'm talking about, I can do that. So if you guys want to, I'll put it in a private chat for you, Grey.
Roger that. Charmaine, I'm in Florida. Sean is or North Shore. He's in Canada, and Rolling, he's down in Wisconsin.
To be more specific, I'm in Ontario, Canada, an hour east of Toronto, on the North Shore of Lake Ontario. If you want to get geographically correct, ish.
Now, North, are you going through that that thing that started Saturday, that extreme whatever lockdown that they were talking about in your area?
You know what, GreyMan? Yes, I am. And okay, so it's not only just the full-on gray lockdown, but it's also a stay-at-home order, which means you know, anybody who doesn't run sort of essential, who is an essential worker, you stay at home. And if you can work at home, work at home. But I mean, okay, we did the same thing this time last year. And I sort of touched on this in my live stream tonight. We did the same thing last year, but last year when it happened, everyone just stayed home and listened to it, right? So when I was driving to work in the morning, because I'm an essential worker, it was, driving through the downtown and going to where I needed to go. Not one single car on the street except for me. It was a ghost town.
Wow.
But today, with the dawn, and I even got the emergency alert this morning on my phone. We're in lockdown. We're in stay-at-home orders. Today, going to work, there was traffic lined up everywhere. People are sick of it. They're not listening to it.
And that's what's coming, guys. Because just if you haven't figured it out with the stuff with the executive orders, people are getting tired of it. And I talked about this on Grey's last time about history repeats itself. We only are going to take enough is enough, and people are going to start to say, I've had enough. And it's coming, guys. So if you have not been listening to Grey, or if you're not been on our channel learning about how to grow your own foods and be a thriving, self-efficient area.
Learn how to do canning.
Yeah, canning your own foods, growing your own foods. That's now is the time to really, and the funny thing is I was reading this the other day. Why? And I think me and you talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Why is every other country besides our own, now they're just putting it out? I think FEMA just put it out here not too long ago. But the rest of the world is telling their people to put 6 months away. And now all of a sudden they're just telling us, okay, now you guys need to put 3 months away. If I go look, I should actually pull that up. Why don't we do that? Let's pull up FEMA's website here.
You know what, Mark? Even better, pull up Switzerland. Switzerland is a small, fairly neutral country, right? But they're encouraging their people to prep for at least 6 months to a year. They're telling their people, all of their people, to make sure you got your personal protection devices.
Yep.
And your freedom seeds to go along with it. And they're a neutral country. So if they've been doing that for years, why is everyone else in these, first world countries lagging on that?
I want to address something real quick. Cat Lady Prepper, she said, I thought about opening my farm and bunker up to tiny homes to help people out. Should I or should I not? Cat Lady Prepper, that is a very, 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 I know you want to help folks, but you never know who you might let in there unless you know these people really well and you've vetted these folks. Don't take that risk, because people, let's say you invite someone over and all of a sudden things go south and then they take over your entire your farm or whatnot that you have, and it's just not a good idea.
What GreyMan is saying here is a very, very important thing, because once you start to get into that sort of business, you get into the people business, and people is a lot less manageable than land.
Yes.
GreyMan saying, watch out for the vet them very, very well.
Yeah, because you just never know some of these folks who they are, and they may have underlying things for kind of wanting to come on your property and stay there. You just never know. So just be careful. We don't want nothing to happen to you.
Well, you get squatters too, right? Squatters with squatters' rights. Once they get on there, hey, you can't get me out. I'm squatting. You know what I mean? And they have rights in a way, insofar as that goes, and it could take years to sort out.
Are you kidding? Shift engineering? You gotta love mainstream media. Wow. That's blowing me away. You have a piece of garbage like that with another piece of garbage. Personally, I think they're both garbage. That's my personal opinion, folks.
Well, why isn't anyone taking out the trash?
I know, right? Someone needs to. Well, we had someone that was doing that, and he got ridiculed and pulled out of office.
Yep, exactly.
Because he was trying to take out the trash. He just didn't realize how deep that swamp goes.
Hey, do you guys got your opinions on the Jabberwocky and what your personal take is on it?
Well, it's funny to say that, North. I was looking at there's a mass pokey site that got shut down after adverse reactions. And another country, where was that? Another country, a European, I can't read the other part of it, cut off, says the AstraZeneca poke side effects should include unusual blood clotting. So there's other countries that are, I'm not going to do it, brother, unless I don't even know if I would ever do it, man. I haven't done it since I was in the military, man. When I was in the military, they lined you up and it bam, 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 and you got hit with everything, right?
Yeah, we call it needles parade, and you got two in the back of each arm at once.
We didn't even have needles. We had air guns.
Yeah, the air guns. If you move a little bit with the air gun, it'll slice you open, man.
Yep. So there's nothing on our thing here on FEMA talking about food storage and preps or any of that kind. So, Sean, you wanted me to go to Switzerland? What is that, Switzerland.gov or what?
Sorry, repeat. Say again, Mark.
I said you wanted me to check out Switzerland. Is it Switzerland.gov or what?
I'm not sure what it is. It's like the Switzerland prepping. Just put that in, and there should be something pop up saying that the Swiss government recommends, or it's hang on a second. Let me go into recall here, Mark.
I just put in Switzerland prepping. Let's see what it comes up with here.
Do you know what? I'm 100% wrong. I should have been in Sweden.
And Survival Julia, I'm not surprised.
And it's not Sweden's doomsday preppers, but it's Sweden's crisis prepping. Punch that in, Mark. See what you come up with. And it's a normal thing. People there, they're just storing a year's worth of food, and like we did that 40 years ago when I was on a farm. So I don't know why it's news now, but people are waking up, and it's mostly city folk.
Well, that's the thing, is that everybody's starting to wake up because enough is enough. Everybody's saying I had enough.
Roger that.
I'm looking too to see if I can find out. I found one that says how Britain became a nation of stockpilers.
Yeah, every time I type it in, it's bringing up Swiss chard.
Swiss chard is good though. It's some good stuff, man. Vitamin A and vitamin C. Oh man,
there's a whole jar of it right there that's been dehydrated, and you can throw it into any soup or stew. Right, Swiss chard. But look into this, guys. GreyMan, seeing as you mentioned England, think about England during the 40s. What was going on over there? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there was another country. There was a bad country that everyone was fighting against, dropping things that went boom in the town of London, right?
It's funny you say that, North. I think what I'm reading here is about that.
Well, think about the sound and light discipline. Like, okay, I believe all three of us here on panel have done some service for our and other countries. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Mark has. Okay, so one of the things we learn about that people who have never served before might not know about is light discipline, sound discipline, smell, scent discipline.
Mhm.
Lighting fires, you can smell that a mile away. Or smoking a cigarette, you can smell that a mile away. Light can be seen from 20, 30 miles away. So there was blackout rules and sound discipline. You know what I mean? It's a highly important things for if things really went bad.
Right.
So you guys are reading his bottom line here. It says the Swiss have been tunneling the Alps for hundreds of years to create immoral secret hideaways for people and stores.
Immoral?
Innumerable.
Oh, sorry. That's completely different. I was going to say. I'm like, what?
In another, underground bunkers, detailed instructions on how to build devices for reading all knowledge data, storage formats, even old formats like floppy disks are kept, so that if there's knowledge is otherwise lost, future generations can still decode our data storage devices to access the data within correctly. Essentially, the research involved in the particular project have attempted to create a Rasa stone of data formats and are using a ridiculous secure Swiss bunker as a storage point for the knowledge. Now, I know everybody has seen this. Right, so we don't have to get in great detail on this, but what I want to show you is look at the very first engraving in this. Now this is in Georgia. That just happened to pop up overnight. Look at that.
Can you see what can you read what it says?
Yep. I can make it bigger.
Say I can make it bigger too, I think. Let me see here.
Crap.
So the first one is right here. It says maintain humanity under 500 million to balance with nature. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things were tempered reasons. Balance personal rights with social duties. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave the room for nature.
Okay, so I understand, and in a way, like I agree with it. Balance with nature. I agree with balance with nature. However, I'm not one of those
So just put it this way, Sean, how many people are on the earth right now?
It's not quite 7 billion, or maybe it's 7.2. It's just over or below 7 bill.
So how many do we have to get rid of to hit the 500 mark?
6.4.
See my point?
Yeah, so we can say a lot of things without saying a lot of things here. By saying that this thing that we're going through is put in place to do that job. Now there's another way to do it. If countries wanted to, it could be done over the generations. Put a law in place. One family can only have one child. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at these detailed bunkers. Look at these doors.
Yeah. That's not the channel I was looking for, but this is actually better, Mark.
So guys, my point to this is that I wanted to show you that every other area in the world is telling their people hey, you need to get ready for this. This is coming. Ours ain't.
And they're not telling you because they don't want you to be ready.
Exactly.
Get your foil hats ready. Secret Prepper, the actual number is 7.874965825 million people in the world. So
Yeah, a lot
7.8.
of people in the chat were saying 8. Yeah,
Yes.
7. Yeah.
Almost 7.9.
Yeah, but I mean
7.9
6 billion, 8 billion. What's the freaking difference? I would say 2 because it doesn't make a difference.
Now you had the thing of it is that you look at that and you figure out how much C took away right now. Okay, it's not any different than what the flu or any of the other things in the past have done. Heart attacks, car accidents. I think if I read the research right, I think it's about every 3 to 5 seconds someone in the U.S. dies from getting dies off. That's not recorded anywhere, and they're not talking about that.
Well, do you know what? There are some places that are starting to talk about the increased numbers in suicides. Okay, so that is a thing, and that might be higher than what the C does. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. And I mean,
yeah, Holler. Yeah, absolutely. The famous Georgia Guide shows they were put out in 1989 and they popped up overnight. They're not giving credit to whoever put them up, but they're in 8 different languages. And if we look at it, what do you have here right now?
So they really took down the Armageddon murals in the Colorado airport? That's interesting.
Well, that's because of the whole they got blown up because there's an underground bunker there.
Ah.
Same thing with the one in the mountains. They blew that story got told on blew out and they just let it go.
do you know what? Okay, I'm way out on a limb here on this one with or I may be or I may not be, I don't know. But with all this stuff with what's been going on since not this time last year, but November of 19. Okay. So it was early 20 when both the Vatican and the Pentagon submitted public admissions about
Yeah, they're 666 from the tip of it to the bottom of the base. So it was actually them they're called obelisks. And they were built at the Vatican and they're exactly 666. And the same ones that are built at DC are exactly 666. So if you cross them up, and the one at the Vatican makes the star. So, and it's actually supposedly a sundial, or like what they were saying was a death dial.
Phoenix says that if the internet goes down, we're all screwed. It's funny to say that. A lot of people, that's why a lot of people get into comms and CBs and UHF radios and all kinds of different other forms of communication. And a lot of people keep these communications inside, like I said, Faraday cages and all kinds of stuff like that.
You guys want the best Faraday cage? It's sitting in your kitchen.
The microwave?
Yep.
I learned that years ago, man. I was like, that is awesome.
You know what? I want to do some research, but I'm thinking that Mylar bags that we use, Grey. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if them would do the same thing.
I'd have to do some research as well.
We were talking about that in the chat a little bit earlier, Mark, and there are Faraday bags available for your cell phone, for your
but you
tablet, desktop, laptop.
You can do the same thing with a microwave. Most of your important, your cell phones, your radios, your comms, all that stuff you could put in a microwave. And you can go down to the junkyard. You can get as many as you want. I mean, if they keep the radiation away from us, they're going to keep that from happening too.
You can find them on the side of the road, bro.
Yeah, they're all over.
Yeah, I know. When I'm done with a microwave, I stick it at the road, and the man comes and picks it up, right? So, but I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and like a lot of you guys know me. and you know I'm not a conspiracy theorist. However, I do think this is being used, is going to be continued to use for you know, a big, a massive reduction. Let's just say reduction.
Gotcha.
That's the best word I can think of. The most polite. It is biblical. Yeah.
Well, I can't find the box, but I was gonna tell you guys, go pick yourself up a bullfang.
Yeah, handheld.
Yep, the bullfang handheld. Go pick yourself up one of them. I've got two. They are open mics, and you can use them as a ham. You can actually put them on towers, and bullfang also has it as an RF radio amplifier made from BitTech or BTech. That's a 30 amp amplifier, so it will give you no problem to get into a repeater.
Amendment 1 preparedness. I'm not sure if he's still in here. Let me see if he's in here or not. He's still in here. He has he builds these radios out of ammo cans that very intrigues me. What do you got going on there? Arkansas Living was talking about it a while back, and I know he builds these type of radios in there. I'm very intrigued by them.
Is that canned ham that Bear Independent sells?
I don't know. Amendment 1, since you're in chat still, do you know if you're paying attention? I don't know if you're, some people put their chats on and just let it run, in the background.
Yeah, chime in. I'm not sure if that's the guy who's doing it, but there's other guys doing it. So it's the same idea. You get yourself an ammo can, just, your regular like 10-inch or whatever. And yeah, you can totally fit it out with all the gear.
I know we were talking too the other night about cooking. I don't know if a lot of you guys in here, us bushcrafters, know it very well. It's called a Dakota stove, and you can dig them down in the ground. You can find them all over the line, but they're more like a turbo heater, and you just keep feeding underneath. You put the wood in, and it's just like a jet shooting up the hole. Put your pot on there, and you cook. And if you put it alongside of like a tree or something, the smoke will follow up the bark or the trunk of the tree, go and dismiss itself through the leaves, so you're not giving away your smoke signals. So there's all kinds of,
To stay candid, yep. It's two holes in the ground, one beside the other.
Yep.
Tunnel in between the two. Put your fire in one. The other will create the area. It'll draw your air to fuel your fire. And yeah, the smoke goes up the tree. You definitely put it beside a tree, because this is best in summertime when the tree has foliage, so the tree will dissipate your smoke, so it doesn't leave. If you're out cooking or having a fire out in the naked somewhere, don't do that, because you'll leave a line of smoke for people.
These two are very, very hard to get your hands on, but this is a traditional, there's some coordinates too, I just dropped them. This is a traditional military compass. You can't even, these ones are very, very hard to find, but it is possible. If you guys do not have one of these, I would seriously start looking.
Two quick things, because she said she can't read chat. Homestead Austin, I just want to say what's up. Thanks for swinging in by. And also, what you guys are speaking of, the Dakota fire pit or fire hole, as some people call it.
Yep.
I'm going to do a video here the next few weeks on that, and I'm kind of duplicating another gentleman, so I'm going to give him credit for it. I think he's called the Greybeard Green Beret. And the way he did it was very intriguing, because he wanted to leave as little to no presence after he was done. And he's touched on both of what you guys said. Basically, the way he did his hole, where the foliage was next to the tree, he had another foliage there. And then he took everything that he had, the dirt, he kind of cut around the hole first and took like a plug out of the ground, put that to the side, then dug the hole and took all the stuff before he cleaned the area. He took all the pine cones and pine needles, so that when he's done with the fire, he could put all that stuff back and make it look like no one was ever there as best as he could.
Exactly, GreyMan. You know what? I know the exact video you're talking about. I watched that a couple of years ago, and It's a fantastic video. Guys, check it out. If there's a moderator in the chat that could bust out the link to, and it's the gray bearded.
That lady's asking what this
video,
is.
And the basic principle on that is leave no trace, which is kind of a military concept as well, right? So
correct.
So this cat lady, this is a true military style compass, and these are very, very hard to find because they're not plastic, they're glass. You can shoot your azimuth, you can shoot grids with it. Very accurate. Problem is that the only people that have these usually is us military guys. So have our compass.
Yeah,
and
go to Army Surplus store and get one.
I don't know if even the Army Surplus has these original ones anymore. I was talking with Ghost the other night, and he thinks they all got the knockoff now. So I don't know for sure. I haven't been there, but
that might be the case. Ours are all closed right now here. I've been meaning to get to mine, but it's closed.
Appalachian Prepper says that yes, I follow the Green Beret. He is cool as F. And where was it at? Wilderness Woman says, hubby says Mylar bags can be used as a Faraday cage, but not his first choice. He likes the microwave also.
That's what I would go to too. But if I'm the thing that I'm looking at, okay, so I know Gray's got a bunch, I've got a bunch. If I'm out in the woods and I take 7 days, it's gonna be 7 Mylar bags in there because that's what my food is in.
Mm-hmm.
And because you can do so many different things. I can use it for water storage. I can use it for carrying water. They're already sealed.
Boil water.
I can boil water in them. There's so many things that you can use with those bags after you actually take your food out of there. So I would not be afraid if I had some kind of electronic devices, if I'm using, GPS, anything at that point. The problem is that if there was an EMP, none of that stuff's going to work anyway.
Thanks, Harvey Black, for putting the gray bearded Green Beret up there. Yes, he is a larger channel and he has great content. One of these days, I hope to reach out to him and get him on the channel because he is full of knowledge. So hopefully,
there's another video I'd like to shout out by said fellow service member, the gray bearded Green Beret. Like, absolutely fantastic content. And definitely like to hold up and support his channel because he does have a really, really good channel. Now, one of the videos that he made, which was actually very striking to me, was about your bug out bag. Okay, now Mark. All right, now everyone who doesn't know this guy, Mark here down in the chat, Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles, go check him out. He's got great videos. Okay. This dude down here he's big. He's huge. What are you, 6'8", Mark?
6'5".
6'5". So Mark's a big guy. And he rolls out into the winter for extended stays with a 90-pound pack, okay? All right. Well, the gray bearded Green Beret. Now, this is summertime stuff, okay? So he's got a stripped-down pack, a stripped-down bug-out bag that's 15 pounds, which might be a good thing for older folks. Or younger people or smaller people. It's totally stripped down. It's got everything you need. You just need to know how to use it.
Well, see, that's the other thing is Gray's going to be doing a little test this summer. He's going to take his pack out in the woods and see what he can do with it. And I think that's a brilliant idea because if you have not ever taken that bag off the shelf and know what's in there and how them goodies work, like I can tell you right now, I have my own silky saw. I've got 2 of them, plus I got backup blades because I will never go and buy another handsaw again because the silky saw in the woods takes the work away from it. I mean, that saw is amazing, but if I've went through 3 other different saws before I got the silky saw. My knives, I love my BKs. I love my K-bars. But this one that I just recently found that I actually showed Gray. Where is it? It was I took it on my 7-day challenge and it was bulletproof. Small neck knife. It was great to have. And it was cheap. And I'm not one to buy stuff from China at all, trust me, but it was a very good knife. It stayed sharp. It is a bushcraft style knife. So you can baton with it, you can feather with it, you can split wood with it, and it was sharp enough that I could cut up a steak.
Hmm.
You know,
I saw something. Where was it? Phoenix says something that if we have if the grid goes down, we won't be able to have chat. You know, some folks are exchanging. Let's say, like I have a P.O Box, and some other folks have P.O Boxes. So worst case scenario, we can write each other and be like, "Hey, this is what's going on." I guess worst case scenario. I don't know if that'll work or not, but
worst case, you think about it. If the grid goes down, or something like that, you're not going to have people delivering mail.
True. Yeah, I guess you're just screwed all the way around.
So guess what? The best thing that you can do is you can put it up here. I mean, we were talking about that book. Did you got your book last week, right?
Oh, yeah. I guess they sent me 2 of them for some reason. I only ordered 1, and they sent me 2, so I'm probably going to give one away here for a giveaway, just like a pop-up giveaway here or something like that. I'm going to give one away.
Just save it so when we do the edibles thing, you got something to give away.
Yeah, good idea. I read the material in here. It's actually pretty interesting, man.
Yeah, it is.
And I like it's right in the rain. And
if you can make your own notes in there, so
yeah, right.
It's a great book to have.
And I don't know if you guys know what Right in the Rain is. You can pour water on this thing. I wonder if I can make a demo. But here. I'm gonna probably make a mess.
He's gonna make a mess out of his desk, is what he's gonna do.
See if I take this coffee cup.
GreyMan, they developed that paper years ago for divers to make notes in water.
I don't know if you can see that. I see how the water's just rolling off. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but
it's probably like a wax on a paper, and then you use a wax pencil or something on it.
But yeah, but great for survival situations and stuff like that, to have material like that. Right in the Rain makes good stuff. I have a Right in the Rain notebook and Right in the Rain pens, the ones that you can go upside down and write and all that fun stuff. I made a little mess, not too bad.
So anyway, I was asked by a certain individual about the life straw, because everybody's talking about how you can drink it in mud and suck it out of puddles and everything else, but no one's tried it. And I said, "You're absolutely right." I said, "I haven't tried it. I've tried this one here, the old my old military one. I know that one works, but I never tried a life straw. I know this one has a ceramic filter in it because I can see it. I can take it apart. I can clean it. I never had a life straw that I could take apart and clean.
I've never seen that piece of gear, Mark. That is cool.
You never seen these? These are a military issue for the SWAT, and what they do.
I'm military, and I've never seen that.
That's because you're in Canada.
Perhaps.
So you have your one end here that has a little floater on it, so you can stick it in the water and it floats. So you drop it down. Idea behind it is this is weighted with this filter. You set your bulb up to where you want to go. Drop it in the water. This side hooks on the other side of the pump. That's going to go through the ceramic filter that goes in, and believe it or not, it hooks right into the canteen. And the military thing plugs right in, fills her up.
For any of you guys in the chat here, this is golden information. Watch what Mark's showing you here.
So I mean, the Berkeys, I've got some of those. I've got the extra filters. I got all that stuff, but sometimes the old tested, true and true things are the best. Alice pack, I wouldn't leave without it. I mean, that's just me, but my good old Alice is always with me. It's used and abused, and it's been tried and true every single time.
Yeah, I heard you going through a Alice pack chat. I'm not sure whose live stream you were on. It might have been GreyMan's.
I think no, it was Hutch.
Oh, it was Hutch's? You were going over the difference between your Alice pack and your wife's.
Yeah, we're going through the difference in how you can find the knockoffs and how you can get the true ones.
I remember that. Mark, Jeff wants to know what is that called?
This is just called water purifier.
Like, is there a brand or something like that?
No.
Well, Mark, read the inside of the packaging because it'll say everything backwards, like purification, water, package, or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, here it is. It's called Soldier Water Filter from Pure Easy. Replacement cartridge. It tells you the knob or the number for the replacement cartridge. So here's in the bottom of the bag, smashed in there. Here's the instructions. So this product, manual of the Soldier Water Purifier. Thank you for choosing the Pure Easy product. The Pure Easy filters 99.99 of bacteria in the water, like E. coli, all kinds of salmonella, typhoid, vibro, all kinds of stuff.
Now, if there's a moderator in the chat, please put up a link to Pure Easy if there's a website to it, if it's available to the public.
Is it the Purely Easy, like P-U-R-E-L-Y?
No, it's P-U-R-E. Just like it says, Pure Easy.
And
the model number is PF111.
You see, PF.
There you go. Now you got all the info, guys. Go check it out.
PF111. Trying to see if I can locate it myself as well.
That's one of the reasons I love to hang out on these chats, because absolutely fantastic information.
I think I got it. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot here. Yep. I'm going to cut and paste that into chat.
Is that for sale available?
Good question. I guess before I post it, I should check that out, right?
Well, you know what? You might get it in military surplus and like
you're funny. It does not say. There's no way. I wonder if I can. I'm looking to see if you can buy it. Purification media, portable outdoors. Hey, for some reason you can go. I wouldn't trust it though because it says Alibaba.
Nope, that's a bad one.
Yeah, I know, but it's the PF11 by Pure Easy. I'm on their website, which is weird, but it says not secure. Solid water filter, model PF11. Let me see if I can find this on Amazon, maybe.
Should have a ceramic filter.
Let me see here. Yeah, it has all the specs on it.
Yep.
I'll let you guys run the chat while I'm trying to see if I can locate this here.
But anyway, guys, that's, you know what? I like this one. It can go right along with me. Like I said, I can pull a filter out. I can rinse it out when I get home. One of those things because, you know, there's garbage in there. You want to get rid of it. I've been fortunate enough. I still have creeks around me that are clean that I can actually just drink right out of the creek. And where a bunch of those are that are spring fed. Not recommending it, but I have done it. Hey, Jess, good to see you. Keto Homestead.
Hey, what's up, Jess?
What is happening, Jess?
So, guys, that's another good one that you can add to your repertoire.
The problem I'm running into, Mark, is it's like Fast Tech, which is a Chinese company, Alibaba, which is some other company, Pure Easy Outdoor Water Filter. This is gearfind.com. Military use ceramic water filter, out of stock, $26.
Hey, Jeff. Good to see you.
Yeah, everywhere I look, it's out of stock.
I wonder why.
Right?
All right, so that's a very, very important point that's brought up. You know, just sort of off the cuff here in the chat. Look how important it is, you know, to get your water purification skills on board. Not just devices, but skills. Say you don't have devices, okay? Like
it's one of the most important things that out there is the skill set.
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to do that is by using it and trying it out. If we leave it on the shelf for a rainy day, that rainy day will come and you've never figured it out and you find out you got junk because, hey, I've done that. I got some knives in there I can show you that are bent like a 2x4. and they were supposed to be best jungle knives out there. They weren't. Now I got a good one, but it took me 3 different ones to finally get that one.
Do you know what's a great item to keep in your bug out bag, guys and gals, for your water purification? And it's so simple, easy to do. You know, it's a little wee bottle of Visine. It's about that big, right? And what you do is you suck up Javex bleach into it, right? But make sure you mark it out with black. So, because you got another, obviously, for your eye wash station, you got other stuff in there in your medical kit. Don't put it in your medical kit. Make sure it's completely blacked out so you know it's for water purification.
I'm gonna actually go grab one of my medical kits. Hang on.
8 drops of bleach will cure up a quart of water. But you have to let that sit.
I can't find it anywhere in stock, and there's a lot of Chinese knockoffs all over the internet with it.
COVID-19 SARS, I'd have to go do my research as to exactly how many drops per gallon, but I think it's like 8 drops per quart. Don't take that for verbatim. Go do your own research. I knew it a long time ago, the exact stuff, but definitely keep an eyedropper of bleach in with your water purification stuff.
All right, now you got me going, Grace. So I'll show you what I go out in the woods with.
All right, so the chat's doing its thing there.
Let me share one thing real quick with these folks. Let me move it over. Just so people can, whoops, that's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do.
It's an easy Google search.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing so they can kind of see it.
So guys, the other day,
you guys can screenshot that or pause the video or whatnot, or write it down or whatever later on. But that's the
it's that's actually in that book we just showed.
Yeah, this book here.
Good drop there, Greg.
Yeah, not a problem, brother.
Yeah, that's actually in the book.
Matter of fact, let's see if I can. Let me get rid of that screen so I can see chat.
I know Gray has been talking about like when he was on a live stream the other day, I think you were on there with Gina, and I asked you what your EDC was, just to give you a hard time.
Yeah. That's in the book that we're talking about. Yeah,
it's in the book. I know Gray's looking for him for Nathan, but one of the things is my ferrule rod. Now I made the handle for this myself, but these ferrule rods you can get from Nathan, and let me tell you, I mean, if you see it, it's pretty well. She's flattened out already, and this is a 1/2-inch ferrule rod, and I'm still using and abusing this. And you can go see these in my very first bushcraft video when I was still called Bushcraft and Wild Edibles. I got this in my hand, so it tells you how long these ferrule rods will last.
Okay, Mark, I can see that one's chattered out pretty good on one side. Just go up there on the chattered side. Okay, so folks can see how it's chattered. Ferrule rods do get like that. However,
then you see the smooth side.
360 degrees. So keep striking it, just turn the thing, right? But okay, so Mark, just something for people in the chat. What is your go-to thing to strike that ferrule rod with?
Can use anything you want.
Like your K-bar?
Could use my K-bar. If you have
side of your K-bar?
If you have one of these, which is a pocket pocket knife or whatever, you can use that.
I mean, yeah, you can, like he said, I'm gonna just I have my Leatherman with me and a pocket knife, and I'm probably gonna light something on fire. But on this Leatherman, it has the has that little oil rod on there. And I didn't light anything on fire. I'm good.
This K-bar here is a bulldozer. This is my go-to knife that I've used in the woods a long time, and as you can see, it's wore out right here. For the fact of is that's where I strike with my every single time. This is my go-to knife. This is a brute. I've actually stabbed this into a tree and got up a tree, and I climbed a tree with this thing. It is a full tang all the way through. This thing is heavy. This is called it's a K-bar bulldozer.
Well, you're also a freaking bear, Mark.
Yeah, but if it can hold 280 pounds, it's fine.
Yeah, roger that. And it'll handle batoning, no problem, all that.
Correct. So another good one knife that you can buy, these on the market were the old Moras. These things are Swiss made. These things are great knives. They went up on the market. They're actually, now they got one, it's called Light My Fire. I think it's like $36. This thing is a brute too. Very sharp, holds a great edge, and it is great for around out in the woods. They used to be really cheap. I don't know what they are now. And then the one that I showed Sean the other day. Now this one is what I wore on my 7-day, and I had this on my neck the whole time. And like I said, this is a 100% bushcraft knife. It's designed that way. It does have the serrated up on here, so you can baton with it. And this thing still you can shave with this thing yet. It's unbelievable. It's a full tang, and I loved it as a neck knife. I thought this was awesome.
Yeah, you could definitely baton with that. And, you know, you don't need to have a long knife to baton with, right? You can do it in different ways.
And batoning is good for a lot of things. You can do some nice feathering, especially if you're in a wet environment. To get a fire going, you get to the core of your wood. So you split the wood with batoning it. You split it in half, and then you start to feather. That's where your dry material is going to be at. Make a bunch of feathers. You make a bird nest. You got a fire.
100%.
So I got this out for gray. This is what's in my pack. So when I go out in the woods, this is with me.
Roger that. I keep mine in my bag all the time as well.
And this thing is actually, if I remember right, I think this was around $100. This is a good one. It's not one of those, but
you don't ever want to cheap out when it comes to like a trauma pack or something like that, or an IFAC.
So if you can imagine, look at what's all in here. And I don't even know if I can even, I can show some of it, but nope, there goes half of it. So, but one of the things that I did stick back in here because, so they got some Band-Aids, they have the emergency poncho, they have cottons, they have the emergency blanket from the big blanket, they got trauma shears, they got mouthpiece. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's quick clot in here. But what I thought was really cool for a first aid kit is they put the big boys, now they're green, but they have chem sticks in here. They put a bracelet with a fail rod and a striker on the bracelet in here. So there's your normal, yep, he's got one right there. Same exact thing. They put a little gloves, which I don't need. They got a little flashlight in here that I wonder if it still works. I think this is like, oh yeah, it does. Check that out. Little bombardier flashlight, you know. And then I put in here, this is just me, is this one has a rechargeable headlamp. Just in case you need to use both hands. But it is, like Gray's been talking about, one of the best things to do is get yourself a good first aid kit. And don't be afraid to dig around in there. Look at what you got. I'll use it.
I think your green screen didn't let that but come on there, but yeah.
See, there's a difference between chem sticks too. The good ones, the glow sticks like that, like this one is blue. That's probably why this one's blue.
Yeah.
So these are military grade chem sticks.
Yeah, and they'll last, they say about 8 hours, but I've gotten about 12 hours out of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing to prep. Nomad Prepper, potassium iodide. Yeah, keep that around.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of that on a different one. Bobby pins.
Just for you, most of you guys, like I said, I see some people asking stuff that we're showing up and what it is and whatnot. A lot of it, like I've done videos on my IFAC. I've done videos on my full med bag that's sitting over there. Get home bags and a lot of equipment. So a lot of it's there. And I always tell folks, if you can't find certain stuff, man, email me and I'll send you links, man. I got you guys covered. Anything you see on the channel that I might not have a link for, just shoot me an email. My email's in every single video down below, and I can find it for you one way or another.
Absolutely. So for you guys that are wondering why would you need a fire starting kit and a first aid mulch? If you're cold, you're hurt, you're injured, you can light a fire. There's a emergency blanket in there. Keep somebody warm. Go get help. So, like, I'm sure Grey's talked about this many times. This is not something that I would thrive out of. This is something for survival.
Yeah, but like Mark was saying, this is my K-bar. I'm waiting to see if it'll focus on that thing or not. But I need to, it has this coating on there, so you need to kind of like grind that a little bit down so that it works with your ferro rod. But these are a beast. Some
of your new knives, Grey, like this one here, has it cut out so that your rod will fit right in here.
Yeah, I noticed here. I'm trying to see if it'll focus on there. This one has it. Let me get it off my face. Maybe it'll focus then.
There it is. Yeah.
But most of my ferro rods are a lot bigger than that little slot there.
That's the same BK I got, BK too.
Yeah, that's a beast, man. Love this thing. And some of you members out there know that I'm giving this knife away and another knife on that member giveaway that I'll be doing hopefully next week. I'll be giving that away.
Mail it to me, man. Wait a second, I'm not a member. I just love you.
You should see what I did for my members, Grey. You're gonna crap.
Well, you're one of my members. We're members of each other.
Yeah, we're actually members of each other. So I don't know how that went.
What did you think of that? Did you see the intro? What did you think of that new intro for members only?
I thought that was pretty cool. I'm going to show you your intro for my members.
Okay, cool.
Now, for you guys that are hard, if you got earbuds in right now, you might want to turn the volume way down because it's about to get loud. Where is it? Here it is.
Yes. Appalachian Prepper. Those are sticks. I've talked about those in the past as well. It's great. There's a lot of people use them for shaving.
Holy cow. I
told you. So, like, guys, I'm serious. If you guys get earbuds in, this is for my members that I made. Grey's one of them, so I don't. So there you go, Grey.
I gotta see.
Grey knows how I do editing, so here you guys go. This is gonna be loud.
Guitar player sucks.
Smoke is for Grey.
you know, it's funny that you're showing that, and I was thinking it's what was I
That's
going to say?
awesome.
I was working on a couple of intros for Late Night with Gray, and one of them I almost went with it. I bet you I can load up the video file here.
Few people in the chat that are talking about water still.
Are they?
Think about putting back a dried product like Pool Shock because it'll store longer than a liquid type bleach.
Yes, sir. I don't know if this will be loud or not. Because I was thinking about this, but it kind of looked cheesy, so I decided to go with the intro that I went with today. But I'll add it to the screen.
Hammer down the cheese. Oh my God, we're in danger. I'm terrified.
I know where you got that from.
Right?
Hey, Mark, there's someone in the chat asking what herb is good for bee stings.
What is what?
What herb is good for bee stings?
Plantain.
There
Chew
you
it
go.
out. You chew it up and make a poultice out of it, stick it on, and there you go.
Good stuff. Definitely good stuff. Hey, Mark, I wanted to ask you a question. I was learning the other day, you know what succulents are, I'm assuming, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was reading somewhere about if the flowers on a succulent are red, you can eat the succulents. If they're yellow, you can't, or something like that. I don't know if you ever heard that.
I heard an old wives' tale back in the day that said if it was red, you were supposed to leave it alone. Well, that would knock out my raspberries. It would knock out my strawberries. I know, like some of the plants, like the nasturtium, the bulb on a nasturtium or the flower is edible. It's spicy. It takes like a spicy radish.
Okay.
And it's some are red, some are yellow, some are all over. So the best advice that I can give is do your research, be diligent with your research, do the tests, and you should be fine that way.
Yeah, the test, the wrist test, the lip test, and whatnot. Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, Mark, I got another question for you about nasturtium.
Yep.
Okay. Now, do they produce a berry or a seed that would be similar to a caper berry?
Nope, there's no seed on it at all. There's no berry on it at all. It's just a flower. It is used to, what we use it to is because it repels bugs and critters for your garden. So we have them going around our gardens. And then I found out that they, like the marigolds, make a wonderful tea. And they also do the same thing. They repel bugs and critters out of your garden. So it's a dual purpose. And like on the homestead here, everything that we try to put out has got dual purposes.
Okay, fair play. Because I was talking to Auntie T, and we were talking about a freaking stupid video I made about a tuna sandwich, making a tuna sandwich, and I chopped up some capers and I put them in there. And Auntie T suggested nasturtium instead. Now I'm wondering what part of the what part of the plant?
The bulb, the flower.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay,
So
I didn't know if it produced a seed or a berry.
Nope, it'll produce a flower. Like I've got the monster nasturtium, so they'll grow 12 feet tall, like a vine, and then they're loaded with flowers. And Nomad Prepper 1, no, those aren't overlays. I make everything from scratch. So
if anyone doesn't know Mark here, Rolling Homestead in the channel, he has extensive, massive knowledge on wild edibles and especially on the medicinal properties. Guys and gals, I'm telling you.
Yeah, me and Mark have been trying to figure out a date. We've been pondering Sunday to do our 4-part mini series on the wild edibles and wild medicinal plants. We're trying to nail that down. Hopefully we'll have that soon.
in the near future, I know this weekend or this Friday night, I'll be talking about they wanted to do high blood sugar and for the medicinal plants. So I did find out a really good one. I talk about it a lot.
I've got an idea for you, GreyMan. As far as timing goes, Okay. Crap. Did you say you were talking about Sunday?
Yeah, see, because it's hard. So every day is hard because there's a lot
It's
of.
a yes or no question.
What'd you say? What was the question?
Were you talking about a Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what I would suggest to you is, okay, Rudy over at Alaska Prepper,
Mm-hmm.
he goes on at, I think it's noon Alaska time, which is
It's like 4 p.m. Eastern time.
or it might be 5 Eastern time. But I would suggest for you guys to schedule that live stream 1 hour before his.
Oh, like it's
either that or directly after.
Because I was thinking, I don't know if we could do a morning live stream. It's
because there's not a whole lot of traffic then.
Right.
The thing is, I think that the other problem that we're going to have is, Sean, it might take a little bit longer than an hour, because if we go, I want to go in depth in the edible itself, and then I'm going to take it and like Grey talk about it as a medic, what that would be used for and what the purposes of that is. So you're not just hearing it from me, you're also hearing it from a med person themselves. So
I think that's awesome that it comes from two different directions. So what I would suggest is do the same thing as far as scheduling goes, but do it as a like maybe a 4-part live stream or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the best idea for sure, because that'll give us an opportunity to shout it out throughout the community while it's going on, to get more traffic in there.
Hey, fishes and loaves. Good to see you.
Most likely what we'll end up doing is, once we hash it all out and get it all planned out, we'll probably share it both of our community tabs and let everybody know on our live streams when we start it, so everybody can kind of like take notes and get ready for it.
Well, both of you guys are my buds, so I'll be shouting it out too. So
appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, yeah, that's the other perfect thing that you said, that is, don't forget to check out our community tabs. Don't know if YouTube's pushing it out. I do see the people on there commenting on stuff, but definitely a lot of stuff is coming up just on the homestead side. And I know Grey's got a lot of stuff coming out. I do a little bit of the shorts now, but I'm posting a lot of that on my community tab also. So yeah, I don't know if you guys are getting those or not, if YouTube are shutting them out. I do see Grey on there, so I'm guessing they're going out. Don't know for sure.
We're getting them. At least I am anyways. You know, it's yeah, we see them.
Well, that's good.
You got to be real careful, guys. Go check to who you're subscribed to. Make sure you're still getting notifications.
Because I was actually surprised that I was unsubscribed to a few people. I went back and I checked. I'm like, what the heck's going on? The bell wasn't rang. I had to go back and redo the bell. Sean's already had me blocked off his channel. I was banned on Sean's channel for a while.
Exactly. There's a prime example right there.
You believe that, Grey?
That's crazy.
Rolling Homestead here was blocked from my channel, and there's absolutely no reason why myself or any of my moderators should block him from my channel. So it's either the YouTubulars or Google mods or something like that. And I went in and I grossed out a bunch of sort of random moderators that I had put up to so they could allow comments at the time. But I went and cleaned up all that. But yeah, there's no way this guy should be blocked from my channel. No way, right? But it happens. So you content providers, go check out, clean out your stuff, and unkick out those people that you see that have been kicked out that shouldn't be. That includes you, mister.
Fishes.
I saw that too. What I'm doing is I've been telling everybody on the channel, anytime I get a chance, is leave, even if you want to leave a small comment, just like good video or hey, what's up, or happy face or something like that. It shows interaction and it keeps you with all the notifications and stuff like that. Just you got to be interactive with the channel.
Did you get that thing from YouTube? They actually want you to actually put. That's not right. They actually want you to talk about what's in the video for your comment. because now the AI is looking to see if the comment that you're putting on there is matching the content that's in that video. I got that thing for it. It was on my Google feed or my YouTube feed the other day. It popped in my emails.
I will not comply.
Yes. Yes. That was weird, man.
Did I send it to you or did you get it?
Oh, you sent it to me?
I don't know if I did or not. I know I sent it to a few people.
Because I got it and I was I just clicked out of it.
Those things are really, really good to read because it tells us what changes they're doing silently behind the scenes. That's our way of getting our information, I guess, is they're giving us our memo.
Right.
You know what, Mark? That's a really interesting point you brought up because there was a little spell there when it was a few months ago when like all of YouTube and everything shut down for a couple hours. And then once it was turned back on, things were different. And, so I was on another channel after that as a moderator, and us as moderators had to relearn how to do things because things had changed.
They're changing stuff up when new guidelines come out. They don't tell it in a community post anymore. You'll find it on your creator tab in your main home page on your creator studio. You'll see it there. But 9 times out of 10, if it's something important, they will email the creator. Now, granted, me and Grey are going to get different things than what you guys are going to get because we have larger channels. So, but that's there. And usually what I do, if it's something that's important, I will put it in my feed and in my community tab, or I'll email my other friends that are creators, or I'll message them and say, hey, did you get this and see this? Because there is information that is in there that people don't otherwise they won't see unless you actually hear it from another creator or a different person on YouTube.
I just want to shout out chat right now. I see Ginger Ninja in there. Hello. COVID-19 scars, fishes and loaves. I'd just like to, nod head to chat because without chat, this is nothing.
Yeah, I've been watching chat. I get distracted by chat sometimes because there's some interesting stuff, and they have conversations amongst themselves as well, which is pretty cool.
See, the thing about for me, when I'm doing a live stream, I usually explicitly pay attention to chat. When I'm on a panel, I tend to concentrate more on the panel, and I go over to the chat sparsely, intermittently.
I actually got to go now back and watch this. Grey, how was your with Jason? How was that live stream?
Actually, I got good feedback on that, man. People were pretty intrigued by it because they found out a lot of stuff about Jason that they didn't know. What got him into prepping, his what happened when he was at the Twin Towers and how he felt and things that he went through there. Because with my interviews, I like to kind of dive into folks beyond the creator side of things and kind of like get a little personal with these folks. Mm-hmm. And I got a lot of good feedback. They're like, "Wow, I never knew that." It's a great interview, and I got a lot of folks that were happy that I interviewed Jason because I asked Jason, I was like, "Have you ever been interviewed before?" And he's like, I maybe once, or I don't think so. And I was like, "Well, let's do this."
I was, okay. Here's one of the three of us. Well, 2 of the 3 of us. I guess you were on that panel or chat as well. I wasn't on the panel, but I was over there in the chat, viewing that interview. That was a fantastic interview.
I was at work, so I got the notification, and I always miss the good stuff.
Well, you can always go rewatch.
Huh?
You can always go rewatch, Mark.
That's what I said. I got to go rewatch tomorrow when I'm.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
Tomorrow when I'm finishing up my seeds and stuff like that, because we're starting seeds, I'll put it up and play it. It's kind of fun having this now because all I got to do is switch my mic and switch my camera, and I'm on the other side, and I can actually plant seeds and listen to stuff and watch stuff, and I'm liking this stuff.
No, that was a great interview, GreyMan, for sure.
Yeah, it was. I appreciate it because I had a guest scheduled and they had some issues, so I had to reschedule them for the following month. And I just reached out to him. And I was like, "Hey, you busy, man?" And he was like, "Man, I got you." And I was like, truly appreciated him coming on the show. And like I said, it turned out to be an awesome interview.
I'm going to get another one set up for us real soon here. I just am waiting for a response, but I'm trying to get Dave.
That would be pretty interesting. You know who I'd like to reach out to and get on the channel, which it'll probably never happen, is Dave Canterbury.
That would be another really good one.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I got some of his books. I don't know if he can sign through the computer screen or not, but yeah, that's cool.
I'm one of those guys that I'll throw letters out to everybody, man. I'm always reaching out to other creators. I don't care if you're, have 1 million subscribers or if you got 10 subscribers. I'm reaching out to a lot of folks because I just want to bring a lot of different people into the fold of things because there's a lot of great channels out there.
Check out Sean James then.
Sean James, let me write that down.
Yeah, he's a Canadian fella, and what he's doing is completely off grid. He's building log homes.
Same spelling as your Sean?
Say again?
Same spelling as your Sean, like Sean?
Roger that.
The other good one would be Willerstead.
Now, there's no guarantees that they'll say, "Sure, I'll come on your channel, Grey," or because they might just like, "Yeah, who's this retard? I'm not going to."
He's a busy guy for sure. You may not get an interview, but if you guys don't know Sean James, he's totally doing it off grid, out in the woods, and he's using hand tools to build his homes.
Tabitha, I haven't tried. It's Corporal's Corner is complex because I've been watching him for quite some time and I'd love to have him on the channel. And then someone else said, you see here, where do we got? Southern Prepper 1. I'll write that down too. And what I do with these channels, before I bring them on, is I do a little bit of vetting and watch their content and stuff like that. A dozen or so of their videos and make sure they're a great fit for the channel.
You right there.
Harvey Black. Sean James has 273,000 subscribers. Like, he's a good channel. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, agreed.
Total off grid, making his own cabins by his own hands with his own tools.
Somebody in our Nomad Prepper said, "Send me a link. I will join in anytime."
Okay. Yeah, I think Nomad reached out to me via email a while ago. It's just I got so many. Where is it at? I know I have it's somewhere around here, my date book, or if you want to call it a date book, my scheduling. I have like I think where I'm at 6 weeks out now, I think, on interviews.
Okay, hang on a second here. Harvey Black just posted a link for Joe Robinet. Okay, all right. So I'm going to tell you guys how I found my way into all this. All right. Okay, so I was off one winter. Yeah, but like I'm in construction and I get sometimes January and or February off. So you sit your ass on the couch sometimes and you get into YouTube. So what was I looking at? I was looking at bushcrafting and outdoor stuff. And I was looking at, what's her name? Survival Lily. Okay, so then Joe Robinet, he came up. And then Sean James came up. So it come to pass that Joe Robinet and Sean James were doing like a Quincy type snow fort build. So I watched that.
Sean, you didn't remember when I had Joe? We did an interview with Joe.
I don't remember that. No, I'm just trying to share with you what I do remember is how I came across Mal.
Oh.
Homestead. Her channel, her video was suggested right after that one I watched from Joe Robinet and Sean James. So I was like, okay, so there's this chick building snow caves. Cool. Let's check her out. What's that going on? And you know what? Absolutely wonderful relationship has blossomed. there.
Yeah, I
You
had
guys don't know Mallory over at Quebec Homestead? Go check her out, guys and gals.
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed my interview with Mal. Oh, and Mark, I did reach out to Mal about that chaga, and she doesn't have any extra. So she's like,
She's
good.
sparing none.
Yeah,
I
she told me to go to Etsy. She said you can find some good stuff on Etsy.
I found some today. Let me go into my history here because I had someone else that was asking for it today, and I seen what the cost of it was on other places, and I couldn't believe it. And so I did find a place where you can get pure chaga for a very reasonable price.
For a reasonable price.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, Mark. Okay, I've seen you talk on chaga a few times, and you've spoken about it on a couple of different levels. You've said some is great and some is less great. So maybe you can grade this stuff what you're talking about here.
From what I understand and from what I read here, it was this is would be grade A because they're actually harvesting it like I would do, and then they're grinding it up and they're selling it.
Yeah, we were talking about the innards and the bark and the difference between the two
Yep.
and such.
Well, this is all grown together, so you're getting the outer and the inner, which is a really good.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know in the chat, what is chaga good for? Just Mark, just give a quick explo on what the chaga is and what it's good for. It's a fungus that grows on a birch tree, and I'll let Mark take it from here.
Chaga is what I use it for was for fighting cancer. And the benefits for chaga is just humongous by itself. And the fact that you can actually you can make your own extract yourself. Some of it is harder than others, but like the best part about chaga, like we're gonna be talking Friday, is I found out chaga is one of those for the high blood pressure to actually rebuild your and structure to get rid of high blood pressure and high blood sugar levels. So that'd be one of those things that you could use out in the woods as a medicinal. So if you are in a prepping situation or you're not coming home or anything like that, and you do have blood pressure issues and blood sugar issues, that would be a good one to have. The problem with chaga is it is very hard to find, and the fact is that it is even takes longer to grow, and it's been way over harvested.
That's a historical thing. I'm not sure if that would be the truth these days. However, I haven't gone out and searched the birch forest to find out that for verbatim.
You look at it this way: it takes 15 years just for the chaga to form on the tree, and that's for a little. That isn't anything that's really to any enormous size. Like I get 15. I think the one that I had over at home here, when we weighed it was over 15 pounds.
Okay, so where it goes here is like, I mean, if people know anything about trees, when we talk about birch trees, they're not a long-lived tree. They have a fairly short lifespan before they either rot or die or fall over or whichever. They're not a hardy tree.
Yeah.
But so something like that grown on a birch tree, it's got to be a more mature birch tree. And yeah, it's
they call them gross. I've seen it. So one of the things right here is now this is going to be both of them together as far as the chaga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you won't find this on a birch tree that's probably less than 35 years old, and birch trees don't have a long lifespan. So
Yeah, I can't find it. I can't, I don't have chaga down here in Florida.
So this is a Siberian chaga. So this is going to be the high end chaga. Just I think the farthest that it goes down to is maybe to my south of where I'm at. Otherwise, it's up in Canada, up in the northern parts up of Canada, Siberia. China has some. Russia has some. But this is what it would be in the extract form. So when it says extract powder, they're breaking down the two. They're breaking down the outer and they're breaking down the inner, combining the two of them to get you that extract. Here's the facts.
Mark, is there any difference in the benefits between the inner and the outer? Because I thought I heard you speak on that.
There is. The outer parts are going to give you different benefits than the inners. That's why they want to do both together. That's why when I do the double extract, it's the best, because some portions of the chaga is going to be on the inner side of the mushroom and some of it's on the outer side. So the traditional way of steeping the tea. So if you steep a tea, you boil some water, you stick it in a cup, and you let it steep for 15 minutes. When you do the extract process takes 3 hours a piece, and it's a 3-step process. So that's 9 hours that is in that steeping process. So that just tells you how long it takes to extract the benefits from the chaga mushroom. It's a very hard, very dense fiber. But once you get into the inside, it's more of a polypore, but it's not like a normal mushroom would be. It's not. It's a mushroom, but it's not.
All right, hang on a second, Mark. Let's get into this. What are you using to make your extract? What liquid do you use to create the extraction? Are you using an alcohol-based something?
Yep.
Or?
It's an alcohol base. That's what it's going to be, over 100 proof.
Okay.
And then when you do that, that's a 6-month process. This right there.
Guys and gals in the chat, this is fantastic information, and I don't know why the whole world wouldn't just shout out this chat. Absolutely wonderful.
So here you can see they're selling chunks for $99.99 a piece for 4 ounces. So let's get into some of the health benefits here. And this is one of the things that gets me kind of irritated is the brewing chaga steps. It's an immune system boost, which is correct. And there's no parmas, no tea bags. Chaga tea supports good digestive, improves the body ability to detoxify, also strengthens your immune system to help you cope with stress better, and is a powerful antioxidant. You may experience a boost of energy and an increase in stamina after drinking fresh chaga tea, so you can keep going just a little bit longer.
Hey, GreyMan, and anyone else who's listening, okay, this is the very reason why I shout out other channels. Look at the fantastic information here. GreyMan, why do you think I shouted out you? Look what you're doing here. Look what you're doing here.
I appreciate it, Sean. You've been with me for quite some time, man. And I remember when I was just a couple thousand, I think, no, even lower than that. I think I was 1,700. I don't know. I'd found you, and then we just kind of hit it off.
Just this panel here is a great big circle as to how things go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Sean, you introduced me to rolling. What was it, over on Kincaid Outdoors? I think it was.
Oh, maybe you found him there. Yeah, I would have thought it would have been Mallory's site, but yeah, no,
well,
I was busy a little bit.
I was on Collins.
It was.
Chaga is huge, medicinal wise, and the fact that what it does is chaga has a chemical inside of it that actually attacks the cancer cells and does not let them reproduce. So your body naturally has these cells in them. If people don't know that, their cancer cells are already there. It just depends, they're dormant. It depends on if they're going to be active or not. And what chaga does for those patients, it's been clinically tested for lung cancer. I was reading that today. A bunch of different types of cancers has been tested on already. But what it does is it goes and kills that cell so they cannot reproduce. And as what cancer does and how cancer grows is it multiplies its cells. So with chaga eliminates that. And what's cool about it is it also it rebuilds your white blood cells. Well, what does our white blood cells do? Does anybody know in the chat? And I'm not a doctor, guys, so let's get this right off the bat. Don't listen to me on some old food that just plays with wild edibles. Right, Sean?
Yeah, this guy down here, he's just a dum-dum. Don't listen to a word he says.
So anyway, your white blood cells is what actually, that's your, well, Gray, you're the medic. Tell them what white blood cells do.
Like, you want me to break down white blood cells?
Just do it layman terms.
Well,
Yeah, the stupid version.
well, that's what I'm trying to think of a way to describe it.
Just say it and don't go into too many, don't use jargon.
So we have red blood cells, we have white blood cells.
Right.
Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout our body.
The simplest way is white blood cells protect your immune system.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah,
So,
it's infectious diseases and stuff like that.
So as chaga rebuilds your white blood cells, so if your white blood cell count is low, you have a low immune system and you have a higher chance to catch a disease, cold, flu, whatever else. With chaga, what it does is it builds your white blood cell count higher, which allows you to protect yourself. Now, the reason why I can say what I'm saying is my mom had stage 4 lung cancer. She was given 2 years to live.
Listen
And I
to
said,
this,
I'm not going to go with that. So she went through chemotherapy, and they wanted to give her this whole boatload of drugs. And she says, what do you got in your repertoire that can do this? And I said, we're going to get you taken care of. And we did. Now this is, we're going on 5 years now. She had no symptoms from the radiation. She had no symptoms from the chemotherapy. She never lost a nail, never lost any hair. She was tired. She's almost 70. So I can't say she wasn't tired, but she can go as a human being and not have the cancer slow her down. And chaga was the reason for that. It wasn't anything that she didn't take anything from the doctors at all. And the doctors were actually shocked because they're like, if you don't take this, you're going to have a rough time. You won't make through the radiation.
I was going to speak to you on that, Mark. Did you have you gotten a hold of that doctor and got your lawyer to send her a letter saying, yeah, it'll cost you $1,000 an hour?
No, I'm still kicked out of that hospital.
Well, did she not email you, or?
We had discussions because I guess it was my mom, and my mom has me on all her paperwork and stuff like that. So if it was going to medical decisions, it had to go through me. So she had to somewhat talk to me, but it was mostly through her assistant and stuff like that. I had one conversation one time, and that didn't go well. And after that, my mom is doing very well, and they are still trying to figure out how it happened.
Hey,
So
Mark.
yes, I did use other stuff. I used cucumber. I used pumpkin, and pumpkin's another one that is a cancer fighter. Cucumber is a big for hydration. As radiation and chemo, you become very dehydrated. Your electrolytes are taken out of your body, amongst other things. And cucumber is a great way to replenish your body, because actually drinking water itself it does replenish, but you can drink too much water. Okay. With cucumber, it doesn't work that way.
There's a question for you, Mark.
Why do you think I shoot this guy out?
Yeah, folks want to know if would chaga continue to grow on a dead tree?
No, because chaga, it'll be there on the mass, but it will not, because chaga has to feed from the birch tree. The birch had an accident, so it got hit by lightning. It has some kind of disease. That's how the chaga forms. So the chaga and the birch work together and sequence with each other. They help each other out. So once the birch tree is dead, the chaga has to be harvested to take it. I found chaga on a fallen birch tree. It was actually the upper half of the tree that busted off, and I found a big old node right on the very top. It was just cool to find. But once the tree's dead, the chaga is not going to grow anymore. It's going to be done because it needs the other one to survive.
I want to address chat here for a second. there's some folks saying things like they may be involved in the medical field. Okay.
Oh,
And
Emily.
saying this should be a combined effort to help the person. But we all know that
Oh yeah, Emmy.
Big
Yeah.
PH is just into the money for treatment. They're not interested in the cure because there's no money in the cure.
See, the thing that a lot of people don't know is that, big pharma's in a lot of stuff, and they
It's
got
a
their hand
business.
in everything. Yep. And the doctors, people today were asking me about a no call or a no treat list. Do I believe in a no treat list? Absolutely, I do, because I've seen it firsthand. So
I saw something pop up, and I've heard of this. You probably know better than I do, Mark. Prep for it said sacred frankincense is great to help with the big C.
frankincense, scarred frankincense is great for help for big C. I've never heard of that. I know there's some kind that you can put into like misters and vaporizers. Like there's some of the essential oils that you can use. Emily, one thing I do want to say is I know that there's hundreds and hundreds of good doctors, and that the one bad apple of the bunch don't make up for the rest of them, because I've met and I had my own very good doctor until he retired. So they're not all that way. It's just some have hard heads.
Yes, unfortunately, I've had some pros and cons. I've been in the medical field with other things, and I've had some great docs that I've dealt with, and others not so much.
I ran with the ambulance. I was an EMT intermediate, and I met some great doctors in the ER, and I've met some that I wouldn't take my dog to. Just my opinion. There's certain places that up here, I'll go to my local doctor here for a scratch or a cut, but if it's anything serious. Here's another example to you guys about doctors. So anybody that knows me, Sean knows me really well. I go to the doctor, I'm having chest pain, and they tell me, oh, it's anxiety. They want to give me pills for it. And I'm like, oh, really? So I go home. Mama says, what's going on? I said, I don't know. My chest is killing me. It hurts. It just ain't right. She says, you need to call your doctor and you need to go in. So I go back home to where I used to live, to my local doctor down there. And I said, hey, there's something wrong. He says, okay. So he goes in there, and next thing you know is I hear him running by, and he says, don't move. I'm like, that's weird. And I hear on the phone, I'm calling in a pneumothorax. For those people that don't know what a pneumothorax is, that is a collapsed lung. He comes in my room and he says that my lung it is now collapsed to 85%. I'm running on one lung. I drove there myself. He says, I have the ambulance waiting for you. They're going to go up to the hospital. I said, I drove here. I'm driving the rest of the way. He says, you crazy old coot. What are you doing? And I said, I'm not getting no damn ambulance. That's what I'm doing. I get there. They meet me with a gurney. They throw me on the gurney and they haul my butt into emergency surgery, and some guy shows up in pajama bottoms and decides to make a nice slice right on the side of my chest that was in a wrong spot. So that's number 2. Now my no meds, no anything. He just comes in there and so then the real doctor comes in and he says, well, you're about not to remember anything. So moral to that story is that I went into the hospital. They told me that I had anxiety when I actually had a collapsed lung. I went 2 days after the fact before I saw my doctor running on one lung. So make sure you check all your places, because there are some good ones and there's some bad ones. And I've heard a lot of other people that said that they went in there and ended up, a relation went in there and died. So
yeah, that's actually a success story, Mark. But it's a crappy lead up to it. You know what I mean?
I know a guy that went in there that had was getting gallstones taken out. Simple surgery. They clipped his kidney. Now he's fighting for his life.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so like, I got a little thing going on here. All right.
So
you guys
my
my whiskers are right. So you must understand how old my folks are. My folks are like 70, right? Okay, so been talking to moms and pops, and they've decided to go ahead and get the Jabberwocky, right? They haven't done it yet, to my knowledge, but they're saying they're going to do it. And myself and my brother both said we talked to them and said, well, okay, well, we support your decision because that's the decision you've made for your personal medical decision. We respect that. You've thought about it. Okay. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. But I said, I'm not taking it. And I gave the reasons why. Well, I got shouted at saying that I'm a right-leaning conspiracy theorist because I don't want to take an unproven medication. Now, check this out. Okay, so just 2 years ago, my mother had a medical condition, and they were trying to figure out, how to address it, how to do it, and they suggested this experimental drug on her, right? Okay. All right, so she agreed. I don't know if she had to sign disclaimer papers or whichever for that, but she was administered this experimental drug, and it created so much clotting in her, it almost killed her. Okay, so now, like, my question is, in that particular circumstance, is if you have a history of clotting with experimental drugs, why would you take this new experimental drug that's been proved to cause clotting to help you if it's not going to prevent the thing that it's supposed to prevent?
Did you ever see that, Sean, that most of the times when you go in there, they give you a pill for one thing, but you got to take 2 other ones to counteract that one pill?
Hard copy on that, Mark.
Okay, so that just goes to show you. A perfect example is my grandma's 87 years old. She had high blood pressure.
Mark,
I know.
it's just that.
Yep. So the doc, she was taking the over-the-counter garlic, and the doctor said she's wasting her time because it didn't work. So she came and talked to me about it, and they were going to give her this pill to lower her blood pressure, and it was like some ungodly amount of money they wanted for this pill. And she says, I don't know what to do. I said, I know what to do. So I gave her a bottle of my garlic tincture.
Yeah, eat garlic or parsley,
She went back to the doctor 6 months later for a checkup, and an 87-year-old woman had all of a sudden had great blood pressure. They couldn't figure out why. And then they looked at her report, and it said, well, you're not taking any of the medication. What's going on here? And she said, my grandson hooked me up.
This guy? Go sign up and subscribe to Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles in Wisconsin. And Mark, you know what? Get a new name.
It is. It's called Rolling right there. If you type in Google and you type in Rolling Homestead, I pop up. You don't have to use the big one.
Because the one you got is wordy, dude. Like, I love you, bro, but I mean,
it's a specific name because no one else
going bigger places with a smaller name.
No one has that name, and when you type in Rolling Homestead, I pop in the top every time. It's the best name that's out there.
Well, I love you just the same, bro. I'm just trying to help. I love Mark. He's freaking fantastic. I found him over on first time I ever met Mark was on one of Mallory's live streams, and it was a live stream of a wild edibles, and there were
that was a Wilderstead.
Yeah, Wilderstead was on there.
Yep.
And to be honest with everyone, best live stream I've ever seen. So go check out Mallory and Quebec Homestead. Catch that live stream.
That's my next on my YouTube bucket list, is to get one of those people in my chat that have a nice check mark next to their name.
You got one in there?
No, that's on my bucket list, to get one of those folks in my chat.
Well, you want one?
All
I'll
right,
get
we'll
one.
head for Bear Independent.
I'll get one right now.
Bear Independent.
We'll see if he'll come in.
At this hour, or is he different time zone?
No, he's this hour.
Yeah, no. People talk about home remedy. I believe in a lot in home remedies. Think about where most of the pharmaceutical industry gets their stuff from, like the rainforest, and they derive it from there, and then they create their own little concoction and sell it to you for absorbent amounts of money.
Well, think about it this way, GreyMan. I mean, all right, there's a you can go on the History Channel and you can check out a show that they put on, and it was in England, and it was sort of posed as a time period of the Second World War,
Mm-hmm.
and they had children in there gathering wild herbs, and they would sell those to pharmaceutical companies. So
Right.
It's all stuff that grows out of the ground. Pharmaceutical companies don't have any freaking magic up there. No magic. It all comes out of the ground. And they either want to sell it to you, like you, good sir, just said, at a very, very high price, or they want to deny you of it because it can cure you.
I think hopefully I answered Phoenix's question. Talking about they said something about carrying more stuff in our pack. And no, this is why you learn how to identify plants, wild edibles and medicinal plants, so that when you're out there, you don't have to carry that stuff on you. Of course, you can have a few things on you, but you can find this stuff out in the wild and learn the plants around you, which will help you tremendously in a worst case scenario. And North and South Homestead, what do you mean by a check mark by their name? I think they have to have like 250,000 subscribers.
No, over 100,000 subscribers.
Over 100,000 subscribers. When they come in chat, they have like this little check mark next to their name. I guess YouTube just wants to highlight those folks when they're inside your chat.
How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Prep for was
Yeah, it's a gray box, so with a check mark, and that's somebody's got over 100K.
Yeah, it's the big dogs. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be there, guys. You never know.
Well, if he's up, I see the check mark. So if he's up, we'll see what he does.
Roger that. That'd be pretty interesting, right? But yeah, no. What were we going to do, John?
Invite Bear.
I sent Bear an email. I don't know if I ever get an email response back. But I did send him an email because I talked to him in chat one time, and he's like, "Just send me an email, buddy." And I'm like, "Okay, email sent."
I've been on panels with him before, and you know what? It's actually a really good place to be. He's a very smart guy, a pretty humble guy, and it's a nice place to be.
I watched Bear when he was a tiny channel. Well, I watched him just back before he moved to where he's at now, and he was just driving in his truck and using his phone and all kinds of stuff like that. And
he's texting me back here, so hang on a second.
I watched you when you were a tiny channel.
True.
There you go, Sean. So this is the guy that I'm talking to right now.
I love this because when I hold up a channel and they blow up like this, bravissimo. You know what I mean? Love it, especially when you have good content. I don't shout out just anyone.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, North.
And I mean, this guy here I'm shouting out, he needs to have 100K. Serious.
All right, Grey, get ready. I'm about to get you off your bucket list.
All right.
So if you look in the bottom here, this is my buddy Nick. And he is going to be, you guys should see his name pop in the chat here in a little bit. just so we can get it off of Grey's bucket list.
You know what's crazy about that? I watched that channel. I showed my wife that channel a while ago because he was just out in the woods. He pulled up a 4-wheeler and it was raining and pouring and he was cooking. And I was like, man, look at this kid. I was like, this is awesome. Like, it blew me away what he was doing. And he was cooking some food. He stayed out at night. I was like, man, this is awesome.
What's up, Nicholas? Good evening to you. Happy.
There he is. There he is.
What's up, Nicholas?
Thanks for coming in, buddy.
We're talking about my bucket list for YouTube, and to have someone with a check mark come in my chat. Oh, yeah, man. Nicholas, man, me and my wife were watching you, and it was a rainy day, man. You had to set up your tarp or whatnot, and you were cooking some breakfast and stuff like that. Truly, truly inspiring to see someone like yourself out there and just roughing it, man. It was great content, man. I was just like, man, this is cool, which it kind of prompted me to start digging more into survival preparedness and stuff like that, which eventually led me into creating a channel while watching folks like himself. You know what I mean? It's crazy when you pop that up and I'm like, I know him. Well, I don't know him, but I'm like, I've watched his content. Good stuff.
I've been on many panels with Nick. He's a good kid and he's got a great channel.
Well, let me throw this out there, and no pressure, Nick. But if you ever, I'm looking for folks that have great content and great channels that provide a lot for the community. If you ever want me to interview you, please reach out to me, or I can reach out to you, man. I'd love to have you on an interview one of these nights and introduce some of the folks to your channel. Not that you need that much exposure and the size of my channel, but I think it would be great to have you on the channel and interview you. And discuss your adventure with YouTube and the things that you do on your channel.
Hey, Nicholas, hope you're well.
So there you go, buddy. I got one of your bucket list checks off there for you.
Yeah, truly appreciate it, Mark. That's awesome.
How long did it take me? About a minute and a half. Like I said, he's up. You'll come in.
Let's see if it pans out, though.
Yeah, I mean, you guys. I think I know you. The subscribers want to see Nick and me on the same screen and having a nice interview. It would be pretty cool because it's like, I like interviewing folks that I've watched and admired, and then having to actually have a conversation with them and interviewing them and talking to them about their channel and the things they do on their channel. I think it's pretty awesome.
All right. So why have you never interviewed me?
Well, North, do you want to be interviewed?
Do you know what, dude? I don't even answer my emails, so
that's the main problem. I've tried to get you to shoot me your number and stuff so I could text you or at least something like that.
905-419-1715.
I know he's not going to give his number on a live stream.
Actually, I just did.
Did you really?
Go ahead and text it.
Because
hold on a second. Hey, Nick, thanks for coming in here and doing that. I appreciate it, buddy.
As do I, man. It's hard to reach out to larger channels via email because they get so many emails. So without someone introducing another creator to some of these folks, your email gets kind of lost. Like, I was talking to the Prepared Homestead today, and he said, man, your email was in my spam, but I'm going to get back to you. And because he's another channel that I'm looking to interview here on one of my Tuesday interviews. And he has good content as well. But that's what happens. Sometimes it either goes into spam or, like, let's say like Bear Independent, like you said, he probably gets 1,000 emails a day. So for him to see my email, it's going to be hard. I have to use other content creators that know these folks to reach out to them for me and say, hey, I know a gentleman who I think, doing a collaboration would be great for you guys and stuff like that. Because I'm not trying to, I guess, toot my own horn, but a lot of folks have said that I'm a good interviewer. So hopefully, that stays true to what
Nick
people
just said he subbed your channel.
The what?
Nick just said he subbed your channel.
Wow, man. Today's been a wonderful night, man. Today's been an awesome night. This has been an awesome night, man. Hopefully, you never know, guys. Maybe it'll work out and we'll have Nick on the channel one of these times if he has time and whatnot, and we'll get him scheduled in for an interview. But truly appreciate it, Nick, man. I truly appreciate it. Wait till I tell my wife. She's going to be excited, man. Just because we sat there and watched some of your videos together, and it was just awesome. It was just awesome.
Sometime, too, I've had Nick on my live streams a couple times, so He pops in on mine usually when I go live. So he said he was going to be going to bed soon, but one of these times I'll bring him up there and you get to meet him firsthand. He's a cool kid.
Yeah, definitely. That would be pretty awesome, man.
See, he says, okay, I got to go to bed. Hello. Yeah.
All right. Good night, Nicholas, man. I super appreciated that you stopped by and hung out with us for a few minutes, man. Truly appreciate it. And hopefully we'll touch base with one another one of these days here, man. So I truly appreciate that.
There you go, buddy.
Mark's the man tonight, huh? Oh, man. God. You know, it's really cool, you know, to be here on YouTube and to meet subscribers and meet other content creators, especially folks that you've watched for, you know, so long. You know, I've been, you know, a lot of us have been watching YouTube. I've been watching YouTube for probably over a decade, and then prepping, homesteading, bushcrafting, survival, camping, all that kind of stuff like that. And there's so many folks they're just awesome out there that I'd love to meet. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's like, you know, when I did an interview with Joe Robinette, he's got 1.2 or whatever it is million subscribers. They're just like we are. I said that before, you know, but they're busy. That's their full time. That's their job. You know, that's just like when I go to work, it's my job. It's but Nick is still one of those that is pretty level headed. And like I just showed you, I just sent him a text. I said, hey, you got time to jump on the chat? Boom, there he is.
You know, and you say that, Mark, in my head, that is my goal. If I ever blow up like that, if I'm ever at 100, 200, whatever it turns out to be, let's say a year from now, whatever the channel turns into, I always want to keep the same demeanor and the person that I am. And still, like, if I get a small channel with, let's say 500 subs that reach out to me like, hey man, I've been watching you for a year. I'd love for you to, you know, come on my channel. And of course I'd vet the channel to make sure it was a proper fit. You know, that's nothing crazy, but I would entertain that and be like, look, of course I've been where you're at. And I want to help you. So,
you know, we've all been there, you know,
yeah.
I'm always helping out everybody to try, you know, if they have editing issues or they're learning new software, or if they want to do that. I mean, I've got people that, you know, email and ask me all the time them questions. And I'm always out there to help anybody out, you know, because I know I've been there. I've been through them struggles of trying to grow your channel and being the creator. So I know it's a harsh environment, and it can be difficult, and the things that we know can help somebody that's smaller, that so they don't have to make the same mistakes that we did.
You know what I've been noticing, Mark, lately? You know how we were talking about trying to get me to the 5,000 mark, whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
YouTube's been playing with me. I don't know if it's trying to push me from keeping from that 5,000 mark, but I looked up my YouTube today, and I was at like 48.19, and then it dropped down back to like 47 something.
Sean, you leaving or what?
It was really weird to see that. And also I've seen some likes. I like, oh, I have 11 likes on that, and it would drop down to like 4 likes. So YouTube is kind of like, yeah, right now I'm at 47.96. Earlier today I was at like 48.19.
I told you that there's days that I will easily, I can go and I'll gain. So here's a trick, guys, that I'll tell everybody in this chat. And you know, Sean does have, he shares channels out. He's one of the original ones from the Love Raids and stuff like that. But if you do not do this properly, you're going to have exactly what Grey's talking about now. If you click that subscribe button and you ring that bell and then you leave, YouTube will take that away. And not only that, is it hurts analytics. You need to watch a video. Like most of our channels have a 5-minute or less video on them. Find that, like mine is my intro. You can click on that, put it off to the side, watch it, listen to it, and leave a comment that talks about that. That puts into the analytics that you're legitimate, and as you're not just a spam, because now people are actually paying for subscribers, and they have from overseas going on your channel and just spam your whole channel with hundreds of people. And the AI is now stopping that from happening. So if it's not done legitimately, what you're going to end up doing is you might see somebody and say, hey, I really like that channel. I'm going to click it, and I rang the bell, and I'm going to watch this stuff. Well, YouTube will unring that bell, and they will take that away from that person that you just got. And what hurts is that your analytics does this. So if you don't have a steady incline like this, and you've got a lot of this going on, that really affects the analytics. So if you guys could at least, if you like a channel or somebody tells you to go check out a channel, do it the proper way. Watch one of the videos, the shorter videos, leave a comment that's talking about that video, hit the bell, and do it correctly. Now, I've done that, and I've not lost anybody that I'm in contact to. But now there's other people out there, like as Grey is finding out, is he's got 4,000 subscribers. It's kind of hard to keep track of that many subscribers. So when we go through our stuff, I do at least once a month. I go through my stuff, see if because you can go on YouTube and you can go into your YouTube studio and you can check and you can look to see who you're subscribed to and who you're not subscribed to and who's subscribed to you and vice versa. If I haven't seen them for a while and I go click on their channel and I see that, hey, my bell hasn't been rung because YouTube took it off. They do that. So you have to be aware of that.
See, what happened to me the other day when I was doing my walk, my long walk in the wilderness video on Wednesday, I ran into a guy. It was pretty cool. I don't know if you're able to see that or not. Come on, camera.
Yeah. You remember you're talking about that.
And I went to go look at his Twitch stream and watched it. And he was actually, when we were talking, it was on his stream, and folks dropped my channel link in his Twitch stream, and to check me out and whatnot. And I figured that some folks were, maybe I had 20 or 30 subscribers from his Twitch stream. He's actually a professor. I think what is he? He's a teacher of biology, physiology, neuroscience, genetics, and gaming and outdoors. But it was very intriguing. He actually subscribed to the channel afterwards, and we talked a little bit. But it was crazy meeting someone out there doing the same thing I was doing. Not necessarily the prepping thing, but doing a nature video. And
you also got to remember too, Grey, is there is the virtual YouTube black hole. And if you get into that black hole, it is very hard to come out of it. I just heard in the chat here from someone saying from north and south, 3950, and they go from 1K views down to 30 views per month. That's what that sounds like.
Sucked into the black hole.
Sucked into the hole, because what happens is you said something, because you got to remember, look how big YouTube is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's no possible way that a human being can sit there and watch every video. It's done through AI. So there's certain keywords that are set up in there to kick you or put you in a different category. So like if you guys are making, one thing I'll give you as a tip, if you're a creator, now I've talked to Grey about this, and I've told this before, when you upload your video, before you upload that to YouTube, when you have it on your computer, you can right click on it and you can rename it to the video that you're going to name it. So if your title says Late Night with Grey, and that's the video that you're going to upload, before you upload that to YouTube, rename it to Late Night with Grey, because it matches the analytics and you don't get put into these black holes, because if they don't match, they go over here. And then they got to go through and they got to say, okay, what is he about? Is he a prepper? Is he a homesteader? Is he a gardener? Is he a vlogger? That kind of stuff. The other thing that really, 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 really hurts is if you can't make up your mind, or YouTube can't make up your mind if he's going to put you as a streamer or a creator. You definitely want to have more videos of you creating things than you do of streaming things.
They'll hold you as they'll hold you for approval.
Yeah, that's why I only do the 2 live streams. A lot of folks do, live streams 5-6 days a week. I do 2 live streams and the rest content. What I was going to say, something that popped in my head. Like, I see the growth. The growth is still there, so it's not totally bad. But Jason taught me a trick as well the other night. And I haven't tried it, but he told it worked for him. Because when I upload a video, I have my presets that pop up, and I've never put a description of the video, other than what's in there. And he said, just write anything under 250 words. So like tonight, if you look at my description, I think, what did I write? Late night evening live stream with GreyMan Prepping, open discussion about all forms of preparedness, from food, gear, gardening, and skills. For some reason, YouTube eats up the analytic aspect of it. It puts you in a different ranking category with the description on each one of your videos. I had no clue that that was a thing. And I haven't, so I would have to go back on all 80 of my videos or 82 videos, wherever I'm at now.
It's exactly right, because if you're not matching what you're, because the computer, the AI watches, or it speeds through that video. Your description, your title, and your tags all need to match. And the more information about your video that's in that description, because guys, I hate to tell you this, nobody on YouTube reads the description. They look at the thumbnail. It's a proven fact. That's why everybody makes the poppy thumbnails and everything like that.
That's a really, Mark, you know what? That's probably one of the best pieces of information that any creator could put out there to another creator, is just put something in the description.
Go ahead.
Your title, like Grey just described it, Late Night with Grey. In that description, you want to have Late Night with Grey. You want those two to match. Your tags, Late Night with Grey. Second thing is a description of what you're talking about. He just said it again in there. That description doesn't tell to the viewer what it is unless they read it. It's more for the AI to say what it's going, and it's going to put you in a different category. The other thing too is if that little thing where it says, is this how-to video? Is this entertainment? I've played around with this, and I put a few of mine on gaming, and I got away with a lot more stuff on gaming than I did when I was doing entertainment or how-to videos. Don't know why.
And I was gonna say when I did it the first day on that video, that last video I did on Wednesday, I did notice something changed. Usually they'll put like an ad on my video, like one ad, right? I don't know what happened with that last video, but after I did that title, I put nine ads on my video, which wasn't cool. But I must have hit some sort of algorithm like, oh, YouTube, you're super ad friendly now, GreyMan Prepping. So we're putting 9 ads on your thing because you put a description. So it has like a double-edged sword with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Harvey, if you're looking for a good recommended herb for topical, what does he say?
Good. Stuart W asks, can you recommend a herb for topical anesthetic?
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, if you're looking for something to get rid of pain, plantain is a really good one. You put it up for pulpus, it relieves pain and stuff like that. The harder stuff, I know you have to do your research, but there's other ones out there that are more of a in-depth, deep pain reliever. But when you start, what I talked about, like with Grey before, is you have your common herbs and you have your uncommon herbs. Some of them you cannot mix.
Right.
And by mixing, you can cause a huge issue. Like vervain by itself is great. Skullcap is great by itself. You put the two together and they're common enemies. The other one would be another form of what I'm just talking about. I just was on the tip of my tongue and I forgot what I was going to say. Crap, I forgot it. It'll come to me.
Well, just think back, Mark. What were you talking about?
What?
I said, just think back. What were you talking about? You'll get to it.
Oh, the other one that I like to do is yarrow, and I take yarrow and I make my own salve wax. And yarrow and plantain makes a great rub and salve. If you go look it up in the old books, it's called Woodsman's Salve, and that is very good. Clove oil is another one.
Information here.
Nasturtiums. There's so many things out there. Just depends on your area.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm looking for the anesthetic in my book here, and it's telling me about wild bergamot at the moment.
I think it's great you and Mark are getting together, smashing out the ideas between wild plants or herbal plants that you can grow.
Right.
And insofar as how they relate to the medicinal aspect.
Because there's so many. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of plants that you can use for anesthetics. So like I said, I'll have to dig more into this book.
It's highly important. Highly important.
But that's what I'm doing is I'm consistently reading those books on my downtime to learn more and more and more.
Well, as things degrade, as they will continue to do so, because things aren't improving, they're deproving. You understand what I'm saying?
The one thing about plants, those plants you don't get addicted to it because the plant matter changes. So it's one of the things. That's why it fights the antibiotics or the antifungal, anything like that. The reason why the wild edibles work so well is because the other side of it can't get used to it. So if you look at penicillin or anything like that, they always give you the same doses. You got to take it over 7 days. And then you heard in the papers and stuff, if you get the super bugs and stuff like that are immune to the antibiotics, with wild edibles and plants, they can't.
I just wanted to make a notation. It's 1:40 a.m. here. We've been on live for 3 hours and 5 minutes. So I don't know about you folks. I know, Sean, you said you got to get up for work as well. Mark's lucky; he has that second shift, so he gets to sleep in.
Yeah, I'm toasty.
Yeah. So I'm kind of want to wrap this up here. If anybody has any last questions they want to throw at us real quick before we wrap it up.
What I'll do right now is I'll thank our gracious host, GreyMan Prepping, my awesome friend, Mark down over here at Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles in Wisconsin. If that's not too wordy for you, go check out Mark.
Yeah.
Good evening, hello, and thank you to everyone in the chat. Again, gracious host. And yeah, I'm going to dip out. It's going to be north. Stay on, stay fall. Don't forget to hold up your brothers and your sisters. Don't ever look down on anyone unless you're about to hold them up.
See you later, Sean.
Night, brothers.
Take care, buddy. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Great. Thanks for having me up here, too. Appreciate it.
All right, anytime, Mark. Appreciate you jumping on with me this evening.
We always have fun, man.
Yeah, for sure. Always a good chat, man. But yeah, man, like I said, we'll have to get together and figure this out and get a schedule going for this because I know a lot of folks are looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's a great topic. So,
but yes, folks, I want to say thank you to everybody. We still have 45 folks in there. People are knowing that we're wrapping it up, so some people are taking off now. But I want to say thank you to everybody in chat. I want to say thank you to all the members out there. I want to say thank you to all the people that super chatted me this evening. Like I said, we're going to be doing that super chat of the month giveaway every month. This is be an every month thing. And I want to say thank you to my mods. I think it's just Harvey this evening. So I think Harvey did good. Harvey did great work. Harvey's an awesome mod, by the way, folks. So truly appreciate what you did, Harvey.
your other mods on the panel.
yeah. North Shore. So thank you so much, Harvey. And like I said, I want you guys to have a great night. This is GreyMan, and I'll see you. I'm off for the next 2 days. I'll see everybody again on Sunday, and you might see me on a big channel on Sunday. I don't want to say anything yet because I'll let him do that. But I'll be being on another channel on Sunday morning or Sunday. Yeah, I'll be. You guys will know. You guys will know. But other than that, good night, guys. Appreciate you being here, man, and I look forward to seeing you every Thursday and every Tuesday, and see you down in the comments. So thank you so much.
Take care, all.